Total spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon, spoon, spoon television. Spoon, spoon, spoon radio station. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you will know. If the children crying for stuff. Sport TV, you got a spoon radio, Tuto spoon. Yeah, Tuto spoon. What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba, 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 kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you got today? Sport TV. Yes, what you got today? Spoon TV, Spoon Spoon Entertainment. Go
Yes, I, a special one from the CEO, stand coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the South Band. Charges on the beat.
On the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon, spoon, spoon television. Spoon, spoon, spoon radio station. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening, Moravia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You from Funjama, Maryland, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. If you eat kepa, congratulate my brother, to spoon. You got a Spoon TV, you got a Spoon Radio, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba, 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 kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you got today? Spoon Yes, what you got today? Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon, you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening, Moreover, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You from Vonjama, Maryland, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. If you eat kepa, gradually, my brother, to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibaba. What I want? Yes, what you got today? Yes, what you got today?
Friday the Southern Band. Charges on the beat.
To get your information. To the spoon, to be part of our discussion. Spoon television. Spoon radio station. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa.
Okay, folks, it's another beautiful day in Liberia. What a great way to welcome you to another edition of the program, Spoon Talk, right here live on Spoon 107.5 FM,
You want to get it?
Fabric 101.1 FM, Super 95.5 FM,
You want to
as well as on Super TV Channel 10 as well. We'd like to say welcome to Liberia's premium a talk show where you get to receive all the breaking news, and of course, bringing you up to speed with all of the happenings. My name is Nelson Colette, and I've been joined by Dr. Richardson, and also James is here in the back end as well. Let me say good evening to you, Dr. Richardson, and good evening to James as well.
Hello, guys. How are you guys doing today?
Yeah, I'm good from my end.
Oh,
I'm grateful.
good. Awesome. We can hear you, James.
I'm okay. God stay money me, and happy birthday as well.
Thank you. And you saw my
Oh,
message.
today is Dr. Richardson's birthday. Happy
Oh, you sent me a
birthday.
message?
Thank you. No, I wrote on your post that you talk about me under that post. I see if you're
I see.
Nelson. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Today, she and her political leader celebrating you.
That's right. Good people are born on today.
Oh wow.
Also, our own birthdays are not good days.
I said good people are born on today.
I just asking too.
So look, there's something called SAT in the United States, and there's something called the LSATs that you have to take to go to law school, and the GREs you have to take to graduate school, and the SAT. So they'll put a comment there. They will say, good people are born on December 17th. Then they will put people born on December 7th are good people. People born on December 8th are good people. And then they'll say people born on December 7th and December 17th, both A and B are good people. Then you have to choose the A, B, C, D. So James, if you come here to come tell us, say, so what about my other age? That LSAT test will not be easy for you. Because you got so many choices and you're just picking one out of the many choices.
Yeah.
But so how's Liberia, Nelson? You want to tell us a little bit what's going on in the country?
Oh yeah, Liberia is fine. The country is doing well. The country is doing well. Just that other things are happening, and there will continue to be the different happenings. And as I was saying here the other day, especially as we get out for the elections, yeah, the tension will be high a little bit. But at the end of the day, what I see is that Liberians are resolved to some extent to keep the peace. Now, quite recently, there was this situation with Mr. Louis Brown, the former Ambassador Brown, the former information minister, um, and there has been mixed reactions over his own reaction to the situation following that incident. They held a press conference the next day and sending the caveat and so forth. But there are people, there are some folks on the other hand who are saying that in spite of what the caveat they're sending out, you know um, they see it from a different perspective. Some say that because of his role in SYZ, he should not be involved with the political activities in the country and so forth. So there has been mixed reactions. The rice issue, people are still concerned about it as well. Talking about the latest increment in the price of rice to $17.50.
That the food is shorting you.
Agency James know why I'm laughing.
Something happening in the bank. I want distracting.
Yeah, that's why I say only the both of you know why I'm laughing. So Liberians are concerned about this as well. Because Dr. Richardson, since we had this issue with the shortage of rice in the country, even after the government pronounced sufficient quantity of the product in the country, there is still this situation where people are buying rice for 3,000.
What?
Some places 3,000, yeah. Some places
How people manage
3,000 and thereabouts. So the importers, the retailers, those who buy from the importers, those warehouses and go to sell, they have a bit of issue with respect to the pronouncement from the government, the increment, that if they were to even buy at that rate and sell, they'll just be selling for 50 cents, and taking into consideration transportation and a lot more is kind of difficult for them, So those are some of the concerns. And Lisa, forget there has been speculation all around the country about the former president Ellen Johnson's relief. People are saying the Oma, passed out, but she spoke lengthily at this forum
Women Empowerment Forum.
Yeah, so Liberians, especially so those who love the former president so much, are at ease right now that they heard her, they watched her in the live event and so forth. Yeah, so yeah, so Liberians are some Liberians are very much excited about that. Plus, so many things happening. I think when the CEO and the rest of the team come, they will talk about some of the happenings as well. Those are just a few. Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for briefing our audience. That was good. James, you got anything to add?
You want me? I.
No, actually no.
But see what issue then?
But go ahead, add.
BBT na happening you.
Talking. Because you don't
BBT
know. Talking.
the people who said that they get clean hand now their hands getting dirty. Yeah. People who said we should not wear black shirts are now wearing the darker one.
Okay.
I know where the man going.
Yeah, I stay waiting for him to come because you know he's speaking in tongues.
Yeah, the major happening, one of the major training event now in Liberia is our former vice president who said he's living on loan. Everyone still surprised where he got the money from to be on private jet.
Picking here, I swear. Let your owner, your boss man come. Okay, talk here, okay? Yeah, man. I saw a post. I said I'll just listen because yeah, what he gotta say later.
Yeah, so we stay with it because the last time I attended a news conference, the former vice president said it was not okay. That waste of money getting on private jet, so and so. He talked about it a lot, and it has been like a ringing tune in the Unity Party. I was surprised to see the man who wants to take over doing exactly what he's been preaching against. My point was really, or my point still is, this man wants to be president, and he said this is wrong. Then why he's doing it? And I saw Cummins. I don't know. It was because of Waga Cummins too won't show up. I saw Cummins trying to leave the country. He's standing in queue and beginning taking a picture all over the place here. I'm like, I saw the thing a competition. Waga go private plane, coming now to the airport, trying to leave the country, but he didn't do it.
Just chocolate the whole country now. Oh, I can tell that. Okay, do not just chocolate the country. It's time over. So I don't know what to tell that. But we're talking at school. Oh my goodness. Santa, how are you? Welcome.
Dr. Richardson, how you doing?
I'm doing very well, blessed. God, my name is my James Good Day voice. Let me see.
Happy birthday to you, Dr. Richardson.
Happy
birthday to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow. Your birthday. So I heard that Dr. Richardson changed her birthday date to Mr. Cummings' birthday date. Because that's a political leader. So we send a special shout out to Mr. Alexander. You know that's my middle name, right? Alexander. Mr. Alexander Benedict Cummings. Today is his birthday and he's in America celebrating. Wow.
Happy birthday, Mr. Cummings.
Wow. We're going to wait for everyone to come and we'll sing the birthday song to our only sister, Dr. Richardson. And Mr. Alexander Benedict Cummings. He's in America celebrating. I know he's drinking some, what, is that wine or champagne? I heard that Mr. Cummings is chilling. He said the birthday thing is going to be all about me. And, he's going to do his birthday in a very special way. But that's a good thing. How old is Mr. Cummings? Today, Mac him, how old? We're going to research it.
66.
66?
Yeah.
So if Mr. Cummings, if the people, the decision not to carry him this time around, he will have to wait. He will be 67. So if he didn't win,
Jim, talk you from good. You have to talk that conversation.
Jim, go ahead. What you say?
I said 12 years. When the man now we 12 years.
Yeah, and that will be 12 years again. So he's 66. Next year will be 67. From next year, 12 years. So he will be what? 79. 79 before you think about coming back. I mean, it will be
Maybe
67
78.
next year. 12 years to
Yeah.
next year will be 79. So, Mr. Kwame will go. There will be no president, no vice president, no representative, nothing.
So Bokashi will go right now because he's 77-year-old right now,
But
right?
here's the thing, though. Today is Mr. Kwame's special day. This is a day to, pick on Mr. Kwame as he celebrates his birthday. So I think Mr. Kwame is somewhere all by himself, chilling right now and thinking about Liberia. And we'll talk about Mr. Kwame later on. Kefiko, the Atmet. Saddam Hussein, how you doing, my brother?
Not bad, my brother. How are you?
Today we brother, but tomorrow will not be brother, my man. And tomorrow you'll be co-host. I mean, today at Dr. Richardson's birthday, in the chat room, you didn't say happy birthday treat. Why?
No, he
Why
didn't.
didn't you? Peabody did, Ben did, somebody George did, but you didn't.
I didn't pay attention to that.
And I choose not to tell you because at least I'm supposed to tell you, but I said no.
He actually
I'm not
came in
telling
the show first and left, and he knows that everybody been telling me happy birthday, but he hasn't said anything.
Yeah, that's not cool. I mean, that's not cool.
No,
I mean, even if you're a seditious man, I mean, that's our sister, man.
And last day, he was the first person. This past Mother's Day, he was the first person to send me happy Mother's Day greetings. So, but things have changed. Politics not cool.
The man decided to do it because he decided to do it. He made a decision a long time ago because you guys talking about tire suffering Roddy. How you say tire suffering Roddy? Then you get just say you might work out in private jet. Hey, God, what kind of shit for the private jet? We tire suffering. Hey, my puppy. Man, I don't know. Listen, that was a bad decision, folks. Folks, thank you for joining us. We're going to be having a great show today. We're going to be having a great show today, man. What a day. It's raining. It's cold. As you see in my back, it's still wet. So we're just going to be a chill. I'm going to be like Kev Hassan. Just stay in the family room and have a show.
Wait, you changed the grill? The grill is on the other side.
Are you monitoring what I'm doing back here now?
Yeah, he monitored, but he won't say happy birthday.
Everything closed, Kev. You can't do anything. It's raining. We got to.
No, I'm just looking. Okay, that's where we had the EXO. Okay, the grill is on the other side. Okay.
So what are you talking about, my man? I'm afraid about. All right, Kev. I thought you were going to be in Miami, though. You laugh again. Okay, but why you want to fire Legible Rennie? Why you firing Legible Rennie? What have he done? Why the president refused to bring Legible, but he bringing his deputy and all the other people? Then you guys going to get rid of Legible? I mean, Legible is a good friend to Eugene Lane Nambe. He make the recommendation. And you're going to fire Legible, man? You're going to let him go, Cap? Let's have some serious conversation tonight. You're letting Legible go. What have he done?
I don't have any information to that. That information, my first time hearing it. I don't have no information on.
Yeah, it seems you know how information that they were increasing the rice price, and it did. You said if they increase rice price, you will not be on spoon. You said it, but I respected you though because you took the day off. On that day, the announcement came. You stay away.
The rice price will not increase. It actually will decrease.
It was decreased from 1350 to 1750. That decreased.
No, folks were selling it almost.
No. Don't play that thing. Don't play that avatar. Summer 20 need to go back from his sick bed and tell the Liberian people what he did with the people $11 million. Because we're about to tell the Liberian people how the $11 million that Summer 12 lied to them, how it was distributed among the folks in CDC. We will talk. We get information about the 11 mil, folks, and we'll have to discuss it. And so, Kev, you can run away from this one. Where's the people 11 million?
No, listen. See,
I'm all ears, brother. I just can't doing something I had to pursue. I'm in yoga right now.
Rice was sold up to $30. So $17
Kev, you wasn't saying this, Kev. Don't do this tabata to us today. And that's why you're my second in the
Let me
problem.
finish that.
No, you're not finished, my brother. You are not finished. Let's welcome our folks. Then we'll have a conversation. The people want to know what Senatorial did with the 11 million. He said he gave it to Mawani Dix. Mawani Dix said, no, you didn't give it to me. The one you gave me, I gave it to importers. Importers said, no, you didn't give it to me. Where's the people money? Senatorial, Mawani Dix, this thing is going as far as to President George Weah. Where is the people money? Samora Water Corey, everybody that play in the 11 million subsidies. Where's the money? No hay, no thing. And they say, you know what? Forget it. No, you tell I'm going to use the F word. I'm not doing it. I'm picking it from me. I can't do it today. And they say, you know what, to money? Would you increase the rest price? 17.50 wholesale. Before you get a dollar, you $10 to $30. You know, this is very, very, very serious, folks. We want to welcome our own sister, Rector. Man, I always like, I'm seriously, I really want to pronounce the last name, but you know, pronouncing it. Ryder, right? Thank you. Pronouncing this is not my thing. So, but I mean, thank you very much. You know, I appreciate you following us. She says, CEO, I always miss you when you're not on the show. You are the face of the show. No, I mean, don't try to get me into the today tonight because you make Kev Hassan better. Hey, I mean, you know, Kev Hassan is the face of Spoon Talk, not me. Senatorial George is the face of Spoon Talk, and our own sister, the birthday woman, Sister Richardson. Barbara Cooper, don't start it with us today with Barbara. You know, you call Kev, say Kev, a wicked man will black you. I know you and Kev can meet to my place, but leave Kev alone small. Yaya Kamara, what's up, Yaya? Oh my God, Tiola Gibson. Must you say somebody heartless, Tiola? We'll tell you who heartless in a few minutes. Prince Louis, Wellington Phillips, Joe Henson, F, where we are. Want to welcome everyone. Joseph Cockrell, KW Cole. Yeah, she said, Kev, love the show. There you go. Barbara, that person, Kev. Musa Kita. What's up, Mr. Kita? Prince Wowo. We want to welcome everybody. Share our show. Tell everybody you will find us on YouTube, on Super TV, on Fabric TV. Listen, we are getting bigger and better. We want to say welcome to everyone. Probably today we'll be joined by Dr. Peabody, the Eugene Fagon. Eugene Fagon just flip-flopping. 1 minute on this side, another minute he said, I miss to also tell you. We'll be joined by Ben Sevi. Who knows? Maybe Ben Sevi will come out of the Opposition today. It's been a long time, Ben. Who knows what's happening? We're going to be bringing in Morari, Kwawu, Yakula, Sadamatu. Everybody can come and say the piece. This is the Spoon Talk. Who will pull foot today? Nobody. Augustine Tamba. Augustine, why you puppet to private jet? You're trying to put us in a situation we can't handle, man. Still not, can you lower it, please? So let's welcome our folks, Dr. Peabody, Dr. Richardson. Happy birthday to you again on behalf of Spoon and myself, my family. We wish you guys speed. We'll sing the birthday song later to you and Mr. Cummings. But let's have a wonderful show. So today, before you do your intro, we'll be talking about the private jet from UP. We'll be discussing the chief of staff comment. In the chief of staff comment, he said that some people saying to him about overthrow. We got to get that clarity. That's a big one. And I think whether the government going to investigate, and I think President Weah should be asking questions. You know, PCJ, that's my man, but we need some clarity. And I hope we can reach out to him. And we'll be discussing the data rally coming up. Oh, did I say data rally, Kev? We tire suffering rally, right? It's not a data rally. I'm sorry. Kev, don't do this to me. It's that we tire suffering rally. So let's have a wonderful show. Let's go to the title, Francine Chinwe Richardson Abraham. Welcome to the Spoon Talk. You go first, Mama.
Thank you, everyone, so far for the birthday greetings. I'm looking forward to having a wonderful show. I'm hearing echo. Okay, is that me? Okay, good. I'm looking forward to having a wonderful discussion here today. We'll be discussing different issues. So, Yep, it's another day on Spoon. Just welcome all of our audience. Appreciate all of your comments, your happy birthday comments as well. So thank you so much. And let's move forward with the show.
Thank you very much, Dr. Richardson. Let me bring in Kefiko. Kefiko, man, give us. I heard that Dr. Richardson gave you hell yesterday and you had to leave the show. I apologize on behalf of Spawn at 10. You're a very good man, Kefiko, but you can talk too long, so it was good for you. Thank you, Dr. Richardson. Go ahead.
Yesterday showed clearly how,
There's echo, guys.
We just need to mute. When one person is speaking, we need to mute ourselves.
Yesterday, that showed clearly how people will say one thing and do something else. Yesterday showed clearly how people will say we want freedom, but that freedom only belongs to them alone. And I was silenced yesterday, because of because of my view. Shows that if we elect a certain people, some of us will not speak, will not walk on the streets of Liberia. But that showed, that display yesterday to the highest, and I was surprised. But again, it's not surprising.
I don't understand nothing you say, brother. But that's okay.
Let me clarify what you said.
No. We'll come back to you, Dr. Richardson. You the
I
birthday
feel
woman today.
No.
You the birthday woman today. You hold your peace today. We'll keep you in check. I know 6 o'clock, Abraham taking you out, so we'll be very fast.
Right.
Senatorial George, your sister, Dr. Richardson, birthday. I heard that she's going to the Country Club Library. The library is a place people go on 73. It's a very upscale restaurant. And it's very nice, before they gave you before the main course come, your golf food will all the other hors d'oeuvres that they have there. So that's why I heard Abraham taking her. But I want to say it's a shot, very expensive too. And Abraham got money. But Senatorial George, talk to us.
Well, happy birthday, Dr. Richardson. One of your fans in Liberia, Councilor Jackie Bruce, I should say happy birthday to you before the show starts. So
thank you.
One of your fans, Councilor Bruce, happy birthday. But today, while we're coming on the show, the opposition Liberian People's Party announced a protest, a rally, a mass protest for a day of mass citizens action.
Don't be giving the kind of announcement. You didn't pass it through the wire, Georgie. You didn't pass it through the wire.
Can we meet ourselves because the echo?
Yeah, but Georgie, you didn't pass it through the spoon decks, my man.
Can be an announcement for citizens.
No, you can't. But today, Georgie, pass it through the spoon decks, my man. I swear Fagon said anything today, I said the man would not do it. And Fagon said the man would do it. And Fagon, your man. That's exactly what he just did. But go ahead, brother.
But the people say they're going to protest on December 14. So that want to just come. So the guy protest come all over the place. They're also they're attacking the progressive. They're being attacked now. They said the rest price increased, and they're all silent. They're not saying nothing. They're only attacked today. And lastly, I know people won't like what I was saying today, but I spent all my whole day yesterday with Costa. We're attending a meeting together, and that meeting was interesting. And as I tell you the truth, say what you want to say about him. He will be a key factor in the opposition should unite. I tell you the truth. We spent our entire day yesterday together, and there were very good discussions. And don't want to Costa. Costa is very powerful. That's all I can say. Thank you.
I'm sorry, guy. Senatorial George kept Hassan and myself on the phone today. That's exactly what he said. We laughed and we kept not leaving the phone. But Fagon, you were right. This is our man, Yang. They make it come from different angles sometimes when you least expect. Talk to us, Eugene.
Well, first of all, let me say happy birthday to Dr. Francine. You have to be careful because You're not 21 yet, so I hope you don't mess around with alcohol when you go today. Be nice. You know, you're such a wonderful person, and the Liberian people love you. I don't care what Kev says. I really don't. Having said that, but by the way, where is my Salimatu?
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Where is my Salimatu?
But call her. You got her number.
No, I think
Focus
I
on your
should.
show. Forget about Salimatu, please. Focus on your show. Forget
Yeah,
about
but
Focus on your
dear
show.
brother, but where you coming from? You brought
Remember
everybody
the
announcement you
intelligentsia.
didn't ask for, huh?
Your intelligentsia, remember that group.
My man, listen to too many and careful on that one, but I beg you.
All right, but having said that, let me start by saying today for me was a great day. A great day for me simply because I had the opportunity to listen to an objection from the Honorable Sir Joseph on the press release from the Ministry of Commerce. And remember, he's the chairman on executive in the legislature there. And he said that the two things will happen. That the importers should go back to the negotiating table with the government, or else he will bring rice into the country and he will opt for the legislature to open rice importation to everybody. Dr. Francine will careful. Whoever want to bring rice in can bring it in. He's going to push it. And he got support today from a lot of his colleagues. And they're saying because he was able to demonstrate that rice can be sold in the country for between $14 to $15 to the retailers, not the importers. They will bring it in, and the whole of Monserrato, they will supply it to the business people. Then the business people can sell it between $14.50, $15, maximum $16. If the importers don't agree, then they're going to opt to open the importation of rice to any Liberian who wants to bring in rice. And that will end the whole thing. And I was on your show when I said that to you, Stanton. For small bag of rice, $8, $9, that what the poor can bring and come double. Because certain people get kickbacks. Our 11 million gone. So today was a great day for me. And yes, I agree with Tomalin, you can't overlook Henry Costa in the opposition. You sound like one of my good friends whose name I will not call in 2017 when he said, you cannot make it with Costa. And I said, let's see. So Costa came with the Kojologo and the poison story now. You remember? And I was on the other side. We all know how the story ended. So he is a powerful guy, but he's powerful to the opposition. You ask Kev if Costa is powerful to the CDC, Kev will tell you, I beg him and start that talk. Let's talk different thing. It depends on how you look at him. And indeed, within the opposition bloc, I agree with you, he is a powerful guy. But we're going to have a show tonight, and I know it's going to be great, and I look forward to it.
Well, let's go back to the rest issue. I don't want to get into the Costa conversation right now. This rest issue, I think, we'll talk about the private jet. I never heard any of you guys Fagon or Tumanin talking about it, that Richardson in your intro, or Kev Hassan. If you guys don't want us to talk about the private jet, it's good for me. We can move on.
Well, why not? I'm waiting for you. It's on the agenda.
But it wasn't part of your intro, so you guys are okay.
You know what can say? No, don't rush.
But let's get this private jet thing out of the way. It's important for us. James Goudet, can you put up the picture? Let the folks want us to understand. I mean, this private jet thing, I don't know what's happening. James, run the picture, please. Good day.
You got Kevin, not his mouth.
Good day.
Let's do it.
Wait, who the guy in the purple suit opposite him?
But hold on 1 minute. Hold on 1 minute. Am I delaying? You guys can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we hear you.
James, can you run the picture, please?
Yeah, I'm doing it.
We're not seeing it, brother. All right, pause for a minute. Just hold on right there. Can somebody identify who are those folks in this picture, please? Anyone? Can anyone speak? Or forever hold your peace, Mr. Fagon?
I see the former vice president and the standard bearer of the opposition Unity Party, Ambassador Joseph Blacker, and the political leader of the opposition or alternate ALP, All Liberian Party. And Ben and I wait for you.
Who's in the back?
Let me see.
Okay, who's the lady on the other side in the yellow or so dress?
I can't see that person too.
So we cannot recognize those folks. Okay, that's good. Let's move to the next picture, Mr. Good Day. I think the vice president, JMB, is opposite then is the chief of staff to JMB, Jake Kabakori. I think Jake Kabakori, they are in the executive suite in the first class. Same picture. Let's check the one, same thing. Red carpet, you know how it is here in Hollywood. When you talk about red carpet and
so you know who took those pictures, right?
No, we're gonna come there, Minister Fagon. I know this is what you do for a living. I want the folks to see for themselves. Some of them have not seen it. It's on Facebook. The former vice president is coming down from a private jet. Behind him is the chief of staff, Jake Kabakori. So we see when they were boarding the private jet. Now, guys, we have seen enough of this, except you want to see more, and we're gonna give you more. Let me hear from you guys. Let me just understand. Tell us what you make about the vice president traveling on private jet. Ben Ayure, Tili Ayure, Jake Kabakori. We're talking about the UP elites, you know, the top broad of UP. So Dr. Richardson, we'll start with you. We'll go to St. Thomas and George. We'll go back to Kev Hassan, and Eugene will take us home on this conversation. Dr. Richardson, Jose Yima Bwaka in a private jet.
So, Vice President Bwaka is a private citizen who is running for a public office. So, I want to begin my comment by saying that given that he's running for a public office, his affairs, his business become public affairs. So, the vice president told us that he was broke. He didn't have any money. So, yeah, we see him today riding a private jet. It can be argued that, you know, a friend got it for him, but then other people can also argue, well, is this how, when he becomes president, is this how he's going to run his government? Is it going to be another pay for play kind of incident where your good friends with a lot of money can come in and give you a private jet, as we're seeing now, and then they get contract in our country? So those are the things that a Liberian like me think about. Lastly, there are people who argue about who name is on the TRC report, whether one name is better. I mean, this is a perfect opportunity for us to examine those names and to examine those people. But in the end, I will close. I do want to see the TRC recommendations come into fruition in Liberia. I think the report should be sort of assessed, looked at, and then so we can move. Our country can become a better place. We can move forward with all of this noise about this. Your rogue is better than my rogue. My rogue is better than your rogue. So I don't know. But, you know, again, as long as Mr. Bwaka elects to be in the public office, his business will be scrutinized. And it's kind of interesting that after he said that he was broke, But yeah, it is. We've seen a private jet. If it's a private jet, it's a friend of his, then we want to know that too. Because eventually, if it's a president, if somebody's giving a private jet, we want to know if that is against the code of conduct in Liberia. So yeah, that's what I have to say.
Thank you very much, Dr. Richardson. Let me do the switch and switch again. Eugene, you go first. I want to keep careful eyes. So please. You're muted.
You're talking about the issue of the jet?
Yes, sir. The private jet.
Man, I was waiting for the UP people to come here, so I can step on them like elephant in the marsh. And I would have instructed Kev on a revolutionary basis to step down as I take over. Dr. Francis Bossa said, this guy had trouble. Let me refresh the memories of the Liberian people. Before President Weah became president in 2017, my memories serve me right. The Costa, the Tiakete, the Patrick Honor, the trumpeters of the UP dynasty at the time were accusing the president of being corrupt and soliciting from business people ahead of the elections and hoping that when he becomes president, he will service them. One of such persons accused, I'm refreshing the memories of the Liberian people, was Bamba, the famous Bamba. Oh, he riding private jet, he going private jet, ba, 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 ba. When the president became president, Bamba remained a friend to the president and continued to assist the president in his travel. By then, I served as deputy minister. Part of what I had to contend with was the constant barrage of the president accepting his friend private jet to use. Because in return, he would have had to commit to giving them, his friends, lucrative contracts and other issues. That was before the elections and even immediately after he took over. Now that I have refreshed the minds of the Liberian people, the reason why I would have wanted the generals to come on this platform and face me is because I'm clogged not only with the authority on this matter, but I am greatly informed. And I will be interested in knowing, number one, who, you see how Dr. Francine started? Because that's the argument right now. The friends send a jet. What you wanted to do? It was President Weah spirit and send a jet. It was his own friends. Oh, that friendship, the people send for the people and they send a jet. Okay, President Weah own our cash shit, but you're beat on him. Now, who sent this jet? Why was this jet sent to Liberia? There they are. There they are. Why was it sent in the first place? Why were they both? You were being a businessman, him being a former VP, but both of them are political leaders. Was this trip business or political? Now, at the end of the day, are these very friends who are sending private jet, as in the case of George Weah, do you think you Stanton, you business people, do you do anything without profit? Your sole intent of business is to maximize profits. So if we hold their argument against President Weah to have been true at the time, are they telling us that when they take over, they will do likewise as they said President Weah would have done? In closing, what I want to say is this. I'm waiting for those answers. Those answers will stir up the debate. In the case of Bamba, we already know the name Bamba. We know Ibobaf, Eton. Who sent this jet? Why was this jet sent to Liberia to transport these people? Why were they both on the strip? Do you have the answer to those questions? If you do, then this is a 72-hour story in the media. If you don't, we'll have to live on speculations for the most part, but one fact remains. They themselves, like President Weah before them, have friends now that are sending them private jet. So if the conclusion that if President Weah become president, he will give back to those business people, it is safe now to conclude that the people who created the theory are now in the practicals of the reality of what we see.
Eugene Lame Fagon. I will be glad to bring in St. Thomas and George. Georgie, I believe you're about to just go against everything Eugene just said, but make your case.
First of all, let me make a clarification. I try to be very objective and reasonable. That's why I'm not for no side. I like to be very objective. Okay. The former vice president flew on a commercial flight from Liberia to Nigeria. And the person he wanted to meet, the host sent a private jet to pick him up and take him to where he going to meet.
Pick him up from where, please? Which airport?
The airport that he arrived in Nigeria.
My man,
No, you gotta give him a chance. You will have time to ask him questions. No. Eugene. Take your pen and paper, because trust me, I know where this is going.
Okay,
we will give somebody a chance to give us a good picture of what just happened. So, Mr. George, I apologize. You may proceed.
Yeah, the former vice president flew from Liberia on a commercial flight to Nigeria. Upon his arrival in Nigeria, the host sent his private jet to pick him up. The former vice president is true, yes, he's running for president, but he arrived at the Murtala Mohammed Airport in Lagos. Okay,
the text coming.
No text coming in my hand.
No
text coming. I just thought about the airport.
Let the man finish. Let him finish. But they think gonna get rough. Let the man finish. No, I understand, but we're on the show because I want us to give too many chance to break his neck. If you interrupt him, he will check break. Georgie, you may proceed, please.
Vice president he's not flying on Liberian taxpayer money. Okay.
No, I beg you. Can you go back to the story? Forget about who money he's flying on. You say he arrives at which airport? Because we're taking notes.
Murtala International Airport in Lagos. He arrived there, and the host sent a jet to pick him up. Okay, and he has friends. Don't forget, he was former vice president for 12 years. He has friends all over the world. Okay. And your friend sent for you to go visit him, and he can pick you up, take you up from where the airport you arrived in.
Okay.
But there's nothing but optics, because he went there to see his friend, and he's in Nigeria as we speak.
Okay.
And so
are we done?
As far as I'm concerned, I mean, being objective, he has not committed no crime, and he's not in error. Thank you. Go ahead.
So, Thomas and George, we want to say thank you very much, my brother from Grand Bass. I will bring in Kefiko. Definitely, I'll go back to Fagon. He got a couple of questions after Kef, because we have to set this thing straight about this private jet. Then I will make my own case. Kefiko.
When I saw this today, the only thing kept ringing in my ears. I don't know. There's a song, I think, from Jimmy Cliff. Hypocrites. The reason some of us looking at this issue, he can ride private jet all he wants to. Oh, but what the folks said yesterday, day before yesterday, what they are saying, that's why we're talking about it, Mr. George. We're talking about this because he is the former vice president that had over $2 million budget for 12 years.
$3 million point of information.
$3 million. They talk about the group of 77. They get a lot of allegations. And this man, former vice president, he's paying for private jets. He paying for private jet while telling the Liberian people that he broke and deceiving the Liberian people. While he paying it, when we did the calculation, it's almost $200,000. He paying. So, by their standard, that the judge other people with, do you want us to sit down here and say that friends? Let's see the friends. Tell us. That's the standard. That's what they're saying to other people. Let's see it. But for me, until that, he paying almost $200,000 to fly private jets. That's the Unity Party, because this man was the former vice president and he had a budget of over $3 million for 12 years. And he admitted to it and said, with this squandered opportunity. So let him show us. Let him talk about it. That's the standard. That's the standard of the Unity Party, of the opposition. So that's why we're asking that question. We're not saying, oh, don't ride a private jet, but don't be something else. Don't be a wolf in sheep clothing. Don't tell the Liberian people that I don't have anything, I'm so clean. But you're using a private jet to go places. And again, what we're hearing again.
No, hold on. You say he's using his private jet? Does the plane belong to him?
At this moment, there's nothing to show that it's not, because not only that, this man having a mansion in Sierra Leone. That's why he go there.
Okay.
Having a mansion. This former vice president.
Okay.
So he having properties. He doing things. I can say whether he own it or not. I can say, but he paying.
Okay, go ahead.
No, seriously, he goes there all the time. That's a fact. That's a fact. He goes there all the time. What do you think he going there to do? He goes there all the time.
So Kev, I beg you, because this getting interesting, guys. Today,
so what we're saying,
my guys in studio will not leave at 12 a.m. today. We will do the show and do it in 2 hours. Let me announce. We'll be bringing Henry Costa on. But he's the only best person to explain what is happening with the private jet when we talk about.
Well, let me answer this.
I'll finish right quick. I want to go for Mariah. Welcome to the show.
Let me end it, because of the standard they set, because of all those other issue. So now we understanding what the former vice president is. He pretend like I broke, I don't have this, but he do. He's a rich man. He's a very rich man. Very rich man. That's what we're saying. He's a very rich man.
Thank you very much, Kev Hassan. Honorable Fagon. You have some question. I think you are directing your question to Timothy. So
Yeah.
do your question. We'll hear from Mariah, then I'll bring Costa on to clarify this private jet.
Interestingly, our show began with Tomalin confession that he went to a meeting yesterday with Costa. He cautioned us not to overlook Costa in the opposition bloc. So which means I will surmise, I hope I am not wrong, that Tomalin was in attendance at a major opposition meeting yesterday. I hope I'm wrong. It wasn't me that said it. Tomalin said it, and he asked us not to overlook Brother Costa. And we will not do that. We're not overlooking. But here is the interesting thing, and I'm going to push back to Tomalin. If your clarification, if Costa tells me that, then I'll apologize. But if your clarification is anything to go by, that the plane did not pick up from Monrovia, but rather they flew to Nigeria and boarded the private jet. The argument here is George Weah was not president in 2017, and he was using those private jets, but he was being flogged for it. An ordinary professional footballer turned senator had now used the private jet of some of his friends, flying to Monrovia back and forth in the sub-region. What's the difference now? He was senator, he used a friend's private jet, he got flogged. But the other guy is a former VP too. He used his friend's private jet from maybe Lagos to Calabar or to Ogun State, right? Or maybe he went to Sokoto. Who knows? But they were flying private jets. My question to Tomalin. This same scenario played out with George Weah. And he was accused of using those people private jets because in exchange, he will give them something when he becomes president. My question to you, should we play the same card? Is it what good for the goose is good for the gander? Or we should apply a different standard now to Joe Parker? Whether this plane was taken from Kaduna to Sokoto or from Murtala Mohammed Airport to Ogun State, for me, it doesn't matter. A private jet belonging to a friend was flown for a candidate that is going to take part in our elections. The same applied to George Weah, and he was accused of using those people jets because when he become president, he will give back. Should we apply the same standard, or we should just let it go?
First of all, Kev, you know the former vice president can I afford a charter plane? So you talk about he charter a plane. Come on, man, let's be real. Number one. Number two.
Certainly, you're proving to us.
Number two, when you're talking about him, when he headed the group of 72nd, whatever the case, perhaps the government should audit the former government. Then you would have had facts, but you're
come on, man.
Based on just talking. Just
come on, you pivoting from Fagon question.
No, I come. But first of all, as I said earlier, my understanding that he flew from Monrovia to Murtala Mohammed Airport on a commercial flight, and he hosts Senate jet to pick you up. It's normal. It's common. You have friends.
No, that's why I'm asking you. He flew a private jet, whether it was from Murtala Mohammed Airport to Buhari Airport, or from Murtala Mohammed to Kaduna, Sokoto, or Ogun State. For me, it doesn't matter. He flew in a friend's private jet, just like Bamade and the other people with George Weah when he was running for president. Today, Waka now is running for president, and he's flying in his friend private jet, whether that's to Niji Town or Nizo. He's in a private jet too. Should we apply the same standard to him? Should we do that, or we should just let him go?
You should. But what kind of standard are you talking about now? What standard?
The standard is set.
Where?
When George Weah ran for president, he was accused by the same Unity Party folks and the same Henry Costa over there for using private jets throughout the sub-region in exchange for giving lucrative contracts to his friends when he became president. That haunted George Weah severely. I'm asking you, he's running for president now. He's using a friend private jet. Should we put a same yo-yo behind him too? That's what I'm asking you.
First of all, I have no idea. I have no idea whether any kind of exchange for the jet.
You're meant my advice to do.
No, come on.
All right, let's bring it. Let Tomani finish. Tomani finish.
My last question to Tomani, quick. So
I beg you, make it quick, man. We got to bring in Mariah and Costa.
10 seconds, you just took 5. See how
Go
fast
ahead.
this question is. Tomani, when you went to the meeting yesterday, who did they say gave the private jet and why?
The meeting, it doesn't discuss. We didn't discuss about this.
All right,
Okay. Mariah. Yeah. Let's bring in Anthony Mariah. Thank you for joining us. Let's talk about this private jet.
Let me trick it.
I got nothing to say at the moment about any private jet. I'm celebrating ABC birthday today.
Oh,
so what are you gonna do on the show to celebrate?
I'm going to discuss other issues. The only private jet discussing tonight, so I can take my exit.
I said Mariah not cheese. That's my girl.
But go celebrate ABC birthday. We'll see you tomorrow.
You breaking up, oh?
Go celebrate ABC birthday. We'll see you tomorrow.
Francine got the same birthday.
Bye.
You're breaking up, oh.
Mariah, your internet not doing you good. Go celebrate ABC birthday. We'll see you tomorrow.
The only private jet discussing tonight.
Yeah.
We don't know yet. We're doing it by go.
Okay. So, like I said, I don't have anything to say about private jet now. I'm celebrating ABC birthday. Depending on what the discussion is later, then I can give my input. Or maybe when I hear the rationale, whatever behind it, then I can have input. But right now, I don't have anything to say.
So what about that first birthday? Are you celebrating?
I mean, we're not talking about birthday on the show. We got a serious show to go to, man. Stop birthday too small. Henry Pedro Costa, let's have something very serious, man. What's going on with this private jet and JMB, Ben Ayure, and that of the entire team taking a trip on a private jet to Nigeria? You're the best person to clear the air. So welcome to Spoon Talk, man.
Thank you, guys. First of all, there are a lot of things happening in the country. Of all the things that are happening in the country, this very big platform chooses to discuss Joe Biden flying in a private jet. To be honest, I'm a little disappointed.
You cannot be disappointed because we get lists of stuff that we are discussing.
Yeah, but
the first, no, Henry Costa, it's okay to be disappointed.
But
the first conversation here is private jet. So,
but because you've raised it, so I will speak to it.
Mm-hmm.
The trip was planned. I was actually supposed to be on the trip. But the reason I didn't make the trip is because of my impending trip to Liberia. So I could not go to Nigeria, come back to the States, and then go to Liberia on December 30th. That's why I did not make the trip. It was a carefully planned trip. It took a long time to plan this trip. We all know JMB doesn't travel quite a lot. He doesn't believe in unnecessary travels. And we also know for a fact that JMB is not a wealthy man. And he is not ashamed to say that. JMB cannot afford, and I will say this, and JMB takes pride in the fact that he's not a wealthy man because he didn't steal from government. JMB flew out of Liberia on a commercial flight. He flew out of Liberia on a commercial flight and got to Nigeria, to Lagos, Mohammed Murtala Airport. And in Nigeria, he's done a series of very high-profile meetings. Many of the people he's met with are people he already knows, people he cultivated relationships with during his years in public service. Some of the, Nigerians are very wealthy people. Private Nigerian citizens, not government officials, very wealthy. Some of their friends decided that, look, you're in Nigeria, you're our guest, you're coming to us, let me send a private jet to pick you up. Was JMB send me a private jet to pick me up?
You don't have right to use support to about
Mr. Fagon, please let me speak. When you were speaking,
don't you say, well, asking me, my man.
When you were speaking, I did not speak. So JMB also appeared on the most listened to, most followed Nigerian TV show, The Morning Show. I have excerpts of the interview he did. Fantastic interview. I was very impressed with how much the Nigerian hosts of the show know about how incompetent and good for nothing the We Are government is, because the way they discuss the issues, I was very impressed. They're very knowledgeable. And so Joseph Boakai did not rent a private jet. These jets go for like $10,000 to $15,000 per hour, my man. That's a lot of money. JMB gets $800 from the government a month, and 35,000 Liberian dollars as pension. And he's a man of very modest means, and he does not make any apologies for that. He is ashamed of that. And anybody to try to make it look like he's committed a crime is ridiculous.
We're on the man internet. All right, maybe he will come back. Let me say this. Fagon, Dr. Richardson, Kev Hassan, Sentumani George, Mariah. Kev, go ahead. Go ahead. Maybe
something. JMB has been doing business with those business guys when he was in office. He said it. He said he know that. That his friends. He need to explain that part. So
let me finish. We'll ask the question. Go ahead.
This man who is a poor, but do have rich business guy who JB has been doing business with since he was in office.
Kev, let's stay with the issue with him.
Yeah, hold on 1 minute. Costa, go ahead. Go ahead, Costa.
Stanton Weatherspoon. If you're going to sit on your show and allow Kev, who knows nothing about Liberia, JMB has no business partners in Nigeria. JMB runs no company that he has business partners in Nigeria. You have to fact check your people, Stanton. You can't let Kev sit on there and say people who he's been doing business with. Where does Kev know that from? You have to challenge your people to give you facts. This is a very powerful platform. Stanton, listen.
Kev, listen.
I am a talk show host myself.
Hold on 1 minute. We have time to ask Costa a question because a lot of questions we must ask. But you will give the man a chance to explain how we got to this private jet, please. Costa, please continue.
This is a very big platform. You can't have people spewing lies, concocted fallacies. JMB does not own a company. He does not have business partners in Nigeria. JMB does not have money, and we are not ashamed of that. So for anybody to make it look like, oh, he got business partners, Kev, you sit on there, your president took $1.5 million and left the country for 48 days. You are the last person that should be talking about somebody flying on a private jet. And you find out you are lying. 2017, when George Weah flew the OO planes, we never made an issue of it because those planes were just too old and it was embarrassing to even make an issue of it. So it is not true. You mentioned that Henry Costa, particularly said Weah was wrong. Why would I be lying? I mean, they're talking about Weah flying a Cessna, a 1902 Cessna plane. Our word for Weah flying no plane. No plane number 200. So you are wrong. I just scared for Weah. So stand up where the plane Joe Boakai flew in. If I had made a trip, I would have been on that plane too. And you think I would have fly?
So Pedro, I know you're in the car. Probably you're going somewhere, coming home. We have to ask you some questions before you leave.
No problem.
Yes, let me give Fagon a chance to go first. Fagon.
But I'm not going to ask Pedro.
Make a comment. I'm just giving you the time.
Yeah. The first thing, Joe Boakai making $800 a month and 35,000 LD a month, as pronounced by you or announced by you here. You are joking with the Liberian people. Who passed it into law? It was the same Joe Boakai. It was his government because he thought he would have been president. That's point number one. George Weah did not pay him that. He offered to pay himself that before he left office. Point number two, you said that his wealthy friends told him in Nigeria, fly a private jet and come over to us. You are telling us, but you forget to know you run behind him for a sling car that his son bought for him. You talk about his sneakers that he wear on his foot. You go to the point where George Weah went to eat over there or there, and you think you're going to sit on this platform and tell Liberian people they don't have the right to ask who sent the jet and why they send the jet? Really? Is that the country you want to run tomorrow?
Is that your question, Vagon?
Hey, Sneakers, you question it. But
is that your question?
No. I'm not going to give you a question. We're facing each other. You have your time to talk. I told you not to use my word Sopoto, S-O-P-O-T-O. You say I'm going to give you a chance. So give me a chance. You have been the one checkmating this president every day. And now today, the Liberian people wants you to tell them, we accept your story about him going to Mohammed Mutala. But you said to the Liberian people, his friends. And you forgot to know, when George Weah played soccer, he was the world's best. He was European best. He was 3 times Africa best. He was the friends of the Prince of Monaco, the Prime Minister of Italy, Berlusconi, the President of South Africa, Mandela. Should I continue? He had friends too. But you beat on him. Now your old man goes, and a friend sent a jet. My dear brother, what Liberia wants to know from you today, right now, who sent the private jet for JMB at Mohammed Mutala Airport, and why? And why? Who and why? If you can't don't waste our time.
So let's get Pedro the time to talk. Go ahead, Costa.
Who and why? Then we have a debate.
Eugene Vagon, you don't. It looks like you don't have anything serious to talk about. We're not going to tell you who sent the plane for Joe Walker. Joseph. Hold on, man. Don't interrupt me. I can be louder than you.
No, but go Costa the chance now, Fagon.
Show some decorum, man. I'm not going to be antagonistic with you. Show some decorum.
Fagon.
What can I be able to say?
You told him not to interrupt, so give him the time. Let him answer you, please.
We will not be telling you who sent the private jet for Joe Walker.
Okay.
That's one. Point number 2, George Weah is president of the republic. When he flies private jets at our expense, we have the right to talk about it. When somebody sends a private jet to pick Joe Walker up in Nigeria, it is not the same issue. You're talking apple and oranges here. One person is using a friend's private jet as a private citizen, which is what Joe Walker is. George Weah is the president of the republic using our money to fly a private jet. When he couldn't even buy you a good car, you were deputy minister, you drove an old smoky car, you said it yourself, but he was flying a private jet. So that's what you should be concerned about. So there's no issue here. It's none of your business whose private jet Joe Walker flies, because he's not your president, and you're probably not even going to vote for him to be president, and he will be president.
But you need to tell the Liberian people that I'm a Liberian. What do you
I
mean?
don't care about you. We're not going to tell you. Stanton, can we ask the next? Can I take the next question, please?
No, you finish talking. I got to come to
I'm done with Fagon.
Hold on 1 minute. Hold on. We'll get Fagon. Listen, we do have 2 questions each. Hold on, Fagon. We do have 2 questions or 2 comments we have to make if we have any. So let's give Fagon his second choice, please. Fagon, go ahead.
You see, this is the level of hypocrisy and arrogance with which these people come that keeps us where we are sitting today. We cannot move. When a person look at you and tell you, as a Liberian citizen with a voting card, that are all you, no explanation of who sent the jet and why, and that you are unserious, you are telling over 100,000 Liberian citizens that they do not have the right to know who sent the jet and why. And let me correct Henry Costa here publicly when he says this president is riding private jet. I started the debate by saying before he became president, the tapes will be available for you to listen to. How these guys were angry about people trying to interfere and influence the results of our elections by supporting George Weah. And at that stage, he said the man is a president. Well, let me tell you who Joe Walker is. Maybe Joe Walker have not told you. He is a candidate for president. And that is why we are entitled to information in order to help us make informed decisions. You cannot sit here and say, for us to discuss Joe Boakai issue means we are unserious. If you cannot tell us who sent the jet and why, I think you're far more unserious than the Liberian people. Because at the end of the day, if you say you don't owe us any explanation, then shut down your platform. Because in closing, I will say this to you. You are now saying that George Weah is president. Who is Joseph Boakai? Is he not candidate for president? You think we're going to elect Pete in the bag? That's a joke, my friend.
Thank you for submitting, Honorable Fagon. Let's move on to whosoever have question or want to make comment while Costa is on the show. Do we have anyone? You want to come in?
Yeah,
Kev, come in, please.
Yeah, let me just write on what Fagon is saying. I don't think we're talking about now, because what Costa trying to put in the ears of the Liberian people now, but the campaign against this president before on the same thing they are doing now. That's why we're asking the question. So again, let me go back to what Costa talking about friends. He said friends while he was in office, not friends before he was in office. You're telling me a Liberian man in office get a business friend? I can tell you the reason George Manuel Weah become friends with Berlusconi because he played for AC Milan. Berlusconi was president of AC Milan, president of Italy.
Berlusconi. Don't chop up the man's name.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm not Italian.
Neither am I, but I know the man's name. Silvio Berlusconi.
But don't interrupt me. Don't interrupt me. So
I'm correcting you.
Yeah, I can tell you why he become friends. But tell us why JMB become friends with business people.
Look at the kind of chat question. Why people become friends with people?
Listen. Why he's in office?
Send them, man. I tired, man. I won't go, man.
No, you can't go, man. You can't go.
This kind of question here too ridiculous for my comfort. JMB was telling you why he became friends with your friends.
But let the man finish, my man. Hold on, man.
When I talk about business, he said no. He says it's a lie. He said that his friend.
But Kev, there is a businessman on the trip bending our euros, so add that one in.
Exactly. So how can you be
from Nigeria and South Africa?
But Kev, can I ask two quick questions, real quick, Kev? And maybe it will help.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. Maybe it will help. Let me ask us a question. So let's get back on track. I'm not going during George Manuel Weah time when he was running. No, I'm talking about now. Costa, if you tell Fagon, we are not the one to tell you who made available the private jet. Don't you think you owe it to the Liberian people as to while we are speaking about Kennedy Joseph Yima Boakai, and we're talking about transparency, we're talking about information that will help, because Joseph Yima Boakai, he doesn't have money. He living on $800 a month as retirement, 35,000 labor take from the government. Now, folks seeing him in private jet. Costa, what don't you think that message out there is kind of too bad? Now, I'm going to tie this to the
bad house. Stand up. Bad house.
Yeah, no. Let me finish.
Bad house.
But because we tire.
How is it bad?
I'm going to tell you, Costa. Hold on 1 minute. I'm going to tell you. Folks are saying that the country is so jammed, it's bad off. We tire suffering rally coming on the 17th. You, Costa, said nobody should attend the rally. I'm not attending the rally. This is not opposition. This is ANC projection. We hear you saying that. The quiet old man, JMB, former vice president in a private jet. Don't you think the optic is bad?
There's nothing wrong with the optic. Stanton, you are trying to squeeze water out of rock where there's none. It's impossible. JMB did not charter a private jet. He cannot afford to charter a private jet. Until JMB becomes president, he is a private citizen. Even in this country, when candidates are running for office in the United States, they can use their friends' private jets until they are elected. Then they must pay. Listen to me,
let me interrupt you.
You ask the question. You ask the question.
Let me add this to that. Then it will help you. JMB now is a private citizen. 5 years back, he wasn't. He was a VP. He was
so what? So what is your point?
My point is that he was vice president. He
yes, so what?
Nigeria out there. You said
yes.
that he knew these people while serving as vice president.
Exactly.
If that is the case, are we rewinding this whole quid pro quo, the whole pay to play coming in again?
Thank you. See,
I want to give you the chance to explain. If those folks are his friends, they are giving him private jet today. Imagine when he's president tomorrow.
Exactly.
And they offer private jet. No, but I want you to explain this. So it's very important for me. It's very important because they were his friend when he was, vice president.
They were his friends.
They are still his friends. They are offering private jet. He's going to those meetings. Who arranged the meeting?
That's my point. Yeah.
Did they call you and say, we've been knowing you, we will give you private jet if you come to Nigeria? Don't you think it's bad with everything that we've been beating Joe we are on? That is former vice president now accepting private jet from his former
Can you
friend?
Imagine that, Stanton? Are you listening to yourself? Are you listening to yourself, Stanton?
Listen to you,
Are you listening? Let me tell you something, guys. I don't think you guys have anything important to discuss here today. That's why you brought up this topic, because Stanton, I have told you over and over, JMB is not the president of the republic. When he is the president in 2024, he will not, by law, be allowed to fly on somebody's private jet that the government of Liberia does not pay for. And he will not even fly on private jet. He will fly. It was not even JMB's idea. Joseph Boakai got. Joseph Boakai. Listen to me, Stanton. Don't interrupt me, please. Joseph Boakai arrived in Nigeria. His Nigerian friend said, "Look, Joe, we're glad to have you here. You are in Lagos. I'm in this. Can you? I'm not going to tell you that. I'm not going to tell you. It's none of your business. Stanton, can you please control your co-host and allow me to speak here?
But let me answer my question.
I am not going to tell you that. I mean, why a Nigerian friend in? The next thing you ask me, what kind of food in Nigeria? All that irrelevant nonsense. Why did you eat it all today? Why me? Why a girlfriend name? Why a girlfriend name? Why a girlfriend name? Oh, you asked me what my own name. What kind of nonsense is that? You back on you women. Stanton, I'm gonna call my own name for. Let me answer your question. Stanton, Joseph Boakai got to Nigeria. These friends of his are very excited to see him. He's doing interviews. He's meeting people. He's talking about Liberia, trying to find opportunities for Liberia, and they offer to pick him up in their private jet. So there is no law against it. He's a private citizen until he becomes president. When he becomes president, Joseph Boakai will not even be flying in a private jet.
You remember when you started the poison in the Kojolobo tea? Was just
Eugene Fagon, give me chance.
No,
This situation, there is absolutely nothing here to be talking about, guys. Joseph Boakai will get back in that jet. If somebody else offers the jet, he will get back in the jet.
So let's clear this in real quick. Joseph Boakai didn't pay for private jet, correct?
No, Joseph Boakai cannot afford to pay for private jet.
Joseph Boakai took the private jet while he was. Oh, guys, let me ask my quick question.
It is none of your business.
Joseph Boakai took the private jet while he was in Nigeria, correct? There is no private jet. The private jet didn't take him from RIA to Nigeria.
No, it did not. No,
okay.
It picked him up within Nigeria to another state in Nigeria for a meeting.
What was
the individual? The particular individual he was going to meet for that particular meeting is the one I said, look, Joe, don't get on commercial. Let me send the jet to pick you up. And the jet picked him up and took him to the meeting. He's not flying private jet all over Nigeria. I'm not going to tell you. It's none of your business.
Costa, the private jetting was only the one trip. But hold on now. Hold on now, Eugene Fagon. Costa, so the private jetting was just only the one-time thing, or he's on the private jet throughout Nigeria?
No, just for one particular meeting. One particular meeting he went to, the person he was going to meet insisted that he should fly on the private jet because he was going to buy tickets to fly on a commercial airline. He said, no, Joe, the plane is available. Let me send the plane for you. And the plane was like somebody is coming to visit you and the person doesn't have a car. And you say, look, let me send my driver to pick you up. We do that in Liberia all the time. But for these Nigerians, they are rich businessmen. They're private citizens. He said, no, Joe. Hey, my man, let me.
Dr. Richardson, you have questions?
Wait, man.
Dr. Richardson,
just making noise.
Do you have questions, Sentimony George? Do you want to say something before Costa Lee?
No, I'm fine.
Herman Pedro Costa, I mean, what beautiful. Man, let me, why I have here before you leave, though, why are you telling your folks? Why are you telling your folks not to attend the December 17th rally? I want to ask you the question openly. You're telling them you will not attend, they shouldn't attend. Why?
For so many reasons, Stanton. And I've already said them publicly. I don't think I want to go into them again on this show. If you want me to go into them, I will indulge you. Number one, I don't do rallies. I do protests. The COP doesn't do rallies. We do protests. Number two, when we protest, we don't pay the government to use the space. We don't. We tell them what we want, where we want to use, and we dictate and insist. Number three, I don't follow a political party to do a rally under their banner. I'm the chairman of the COP that has organized and held the largest peaceful protest in the republic. So I don't go and to honor a political party's banner. I don't do that. I have nothing against the folks that are organizing their rally, but I'm just not going to support them because a political party doing a rally, I'm in a different party. You are against me. You are looking for attention. You're looking for momentum. You do your rally. You have your right. Go do your rally. I'm not against the rally. I'm just not going there. And I told my supporters not to go there. So it is as simple as that. Louis Brown and all the people in the ANC, I have nothing against them. They have the right to do their rally. I don't do rallies, Santo. I do protests. The whole country knows that. The whole world knows that. I don't do rallies. Why am I going to rally for? To go gather in one little space and be chanting party slogans? I protest, Stanton. That's what I do. So my people, those of them who believe in me, we're not going to be participating. I have asked them to stay away. I supported Soup when Soup did the protest. It was a protest. We raised money for the young man that was injured, who is one of my supporters. We provide the first $300 for his medical expenses. We support protests all the time. We don't participate in rallies. We are brave and courageous. We go and we protest. And we don't pay government money. You say you're tired of suffering and you're paying $2,000 US the government to use space to rally? You really tired of suffering? You can't tell that money, you go to orphanage and give it to the people there? You're not tired of suffering. Yo. Somebody who tired of suffering get $2,000 US? So I beg you, man.
Senator Sir Joe said today, Eugene Fagon spoke on it on the show while doing his intro, that the rice importers have to come down together. They have to find a new way because Senator Sir Joe said, see a need for the rice price to be $15. And if the government do not step in, Senator Sir Joe said will bring rice in the country. And it will be sold for $15. Do you believe it? Yeah, you're going to take him serious, though.
Sir Joseph is a joker. Sir Joseph, I want rice to be cheap, but it is not what I want. Stanton, you're a businessman. Everything in America, the price has gone up. Whether you like it or not, everybody here knows that. Tomali knows that. Fangon knows that. Kev knows that. You, Stanton, you know that. Everybody knows that. Dr. Richardson, everybody knows that. There is global inflation, Stanton. Food prices, commodity prices all over the world have gone up.
True.
Whether you like it or not, the one that job we have fought. Their rice better yet. We're not producing rice in Liberia. The rice is imported from India. 90% of the rice we eat comes from India. There's global supply chain issues, and the war in Ukraine also affected the whole rice market, the global rice market. Whether you like it or not, the price of rice has gone up all over the world. Right here in America, the rice we used to buy, the 25 a pound bag of rice we used to buy for $17 has gone up to what, Stanton? The price has gone up.
Yeah, $11 a sample. Now it's up.
Thank you. So for Sajida to say he will bring ref for 15, where is he going to find it from? That's why I say he is a joker. Sajida is so desperate. Since I declared I'm running for senator, he's just looking for all kinds of ways to be seen as fighting for the masses. If you really truly care about the rice issue, you should be looking for ways to source money to do mechanized agriculture production, to grow rice in the country on a commercial mechanized scale. But you want to try to make your own government, you're part of the government. You know it's not possible. You're trying to make the government look bad for something you know is not possible. The government does not control the price of rice. Stanton, rice is imported from India. The Indian government has reduced the amount of rice they even export because they consume rice themselves. Stanton, they've reduced their exports. So the price of rice has gone up all over the world. So what Sir Joseph is saying? You are muted.
Sir Joseph just playing on the mind.
Sir Joseph is playing politics. He's a joker.
That is not true, Stanton.
Real quick, if I gonna take us home, after you Costa can leave.
I got the story. And
yeah, go ahead.
Costa, check from today. Go to your calendar and say Fagon says 60 days. And I know what I'm talking about. I'm putting my reputation, I'm putting my integrity on the line. You heard about the name Armstrong Jabba? They're not going to government anymore. He and Sir Joseph with yellow machines will produce rice within the next 2 years, beginning now. The farms are being...
You mean the guy I'll take a picture with the delegation?
Armstrong Jabba, whom the government called.
You got to...
Sir Joseph has cleared numerous... as I speak, the farms are in the making right now to produce rice. Secondly, I want to start to know one thing.
That's good.
Yeah, number two, the rice that is being sold in Liberia, all of it don't come from India. You know Cambodia, Vietnam, and Sri Lanka produces rice.
90% of our rice comes from India.
That's what the importers told you.
No, that's what the minister, that's the official data.
Look, we know the game. Don't pretend yet. We know the game with these people. Don't pretend. They tell us what they want us to hear. But what we need to know, we don't know until we... So,
Fagon, are you sitting there and saying the global inflation and supply chain issues have not affected the price of rice? Is that what you're saying?
Affected the price of rice everywhere. And that's why rice that they used to buy for $7 in places like Vietnam, Sri Lanka, and other places went up to about $10, $11. We see
there's nowhere where they sell 50 kg, 25 kg for $10.
That the brother is a joker, then I think you ought to challenge him because it has to do with our stable food to bring the rice. Secondly, yes, you're going to be running for senator, but I can guarantee you, since Sir Joseph's being a senator, I defy anybody to say they cannot see his handprints all around the Capitol or the county Montserrat. His fingerprint, his tire tracks, his machines, his everything.
His private businesses.
The brother is a joker.
His private businesses. Everything he does is money he's made in government, and he's used it to empower and enrich himself. That's all. The school he built. You know what, Santa? You call me for one thing. I'm not going to speak with Sir Joseph Spokesman. They fire him from the government so he can be a face surrogate for Sir. I'm not going to speak with Sir Joseph Spokesman. I will deal with Sir Joseph himself. Fagon and I'm not running. He is beneath me. I will not speak with Fagon. Stand on. I will not speak with Sir Joseph Page surrogate.
All right, so we want to say, guys, hold on 1 minute.
You lost your job as the minister to be spokesman for Sir Joseph.
Hold
Hey,
on,
my man, I feel sorry for you.
guys. Let's do the Kev Hassan. Real quick, Kev Hassan.
Yeah,
We gotta go. Costa got to leave. If you have your last question,
yeah,
ask
I
him,
just
please.
want to ask Costa a question, but I do agree with Costa on the rice issue. It's a global inflation. He 100% correct. I agree with him. But Costa, let me ask you one question. Something I saw on this trip. Benanda Ure, as we speak right now, he's the front runner to be vice president. Based on what I see on the trip, as we speak, is Benanda Ure is leading to be the front.
You are CDC man. It's none of your business who is our VP candidate. I will not discuss it with you.
I just asked you what I'm saying.
I will not discuss it with you, Cass.
Costa, we want to say thank you for joining us, man. Have a good evening. Take care.
Thank you, gentlemen. You all have a lovely evening as well. Bye.
You too. Bye. All right. Fuck on.
No, but it's a serious thing.
Wait, Kath, you say you agree with Costa on the
you
rice
might be
issue.
the front runner.
Wait, you know, Stanton, let me tell you something.
What happened in the poor party? Just leave the poor party alone. You know what happened
What's
there.
good for the goose is good for the gander. We sat on their platform. You asked Thomas in-law, I got nothing to ask. You asked Mariah said, I got nothing to ask. You asked Tata Radio, said, no, I got nothing to ask. I told you, I said politics is time. Because with time, a lot of things can heal. Enemies can become friends. Politics bring together strange bedfellows. You see Tomalin going to the meeting with Costa now? Well, that's fine. But let me address the issue.
And
I beg you.
I know if I don't. They're afraid of Costa. They're afraid of Costa. They're afraid.
Costa said, I don't pay for rally. The other people had no choice because of the venue. They were charged and they decided to pay. So whether you pay or you don't pay, whether you choose a protest and the others choose a rally, it shouldn't really matter. What matters, there is a gathering and a space. The philosophers say, give me just a place to stand, I'll move the nation. Because you know what? You will be talking to people. So that cheap excuse is given because maybe he's in the pocket of somebody, that's fine. Doesn't matter. The second thing he made, he said June 7 was peaceful. Call him back and tell him that at 5:40 p.m. that night, they were dispersed. They were dispersed with the water truck and the water cannons because they lit fire in front of the Capitol building. They did not leave from there peacefully. They were dispersed. And at the time I served, I was reinstated the same day around 2 o'clock. So I was
talking about what they lit the fire. That's not June 7.
The man said June 7. So if you didn't want to hear playing music,
terrorist rally. The second rally.
So guys, let's move to the next conversation.
Actually,
I know you attended the meeting. Let me make my point.
You're all right.
The point I want to make is this. We hold people to a standard. We set the standards. Then when it's applicable to us, we run away from the standard. The brother sat here and told a bold-faced lie to all of you guys who live in America. I've lived in America long enough to know that Trump was the subject of an investigation with Robert Mueller for his link to Russia. This brother will stay here and say, in America, we don't do that. Why you keep
sorry to interrupt you. We have Senator Sajose on the line. He wants to address some of this issue. Dr. Richardson, you wanted to say something before I bring in the senator?
Yes, I wanted to just clarify something that Mr. Fagon said. Fagon, is not that I'm afraid to speak, but I know when and how to speak. I wouldn't come on the show and find somebody who is belittling other people on the show and acting very pompous, like they know it all, and waste my valuable time to present facts. So I choose and know when to speak, as you probably have observed on this show. So just to respond to you, it's not that I didn't want to speak.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We have the honorable senator from Macerado County, Honorable Senator Sajose. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you, Staton, and good evening to everyone, and good evening to the people of Liberia and Monserrato. Staton, thank you for giving me the opportunity to make a quick clarity. Let me say this. I represent huge numbers of persons in Monserrato County, and I'm concerned about the negotiations that took place for the importers to have forced government to agree for them to take 17 US dollars per bag of rice. With information that I have from my research, I have communicated with 3 companies. Each of those companies have said they can provide the rice up to Freeport at a rate of 520 United States dollars.
That telephone I do that no say, but I come back on.
Yeah, they got something called reconnecting.
Yeah, 1 metric ton is equivalent
Can
to
you
40 bags.
can you say that again, please? We lost you for a few seconds.
520 United States dollars for 1 metric ton of rice.
Okay.
1 metric ton price is 40 bags, 25 kg bags. This price I'm giving you is the crisis price. This is the crisis price. Now, if you would divide the 40 bags by the 520, it will give you $13 per bag into Monrovia. Why is the importers pushing for $17? It's wrong, and as senator of this country, I have said we should renegotiate the compensation with the importers. They need, as much as they are doing business, government have made some efforts, government have reduced taxes on rice. There's no reason for them to get up to $7 to $10 million on just 1 trip of rice they're going to ship. We want them to make profit, but not to that level. We have people who cannot afford that amount. So we believe that by selling the rice at the rate of $15 maximum to the retailers, to the end users, is the best price. And I'm asking the importers to renegotiate that. As senator, I'm going to be inviting the importers to my office and with the Minister of Commerce to speak to them and have this conversation. After which, if there's no fruit into that, my final decisions would be to give go-ahead to those companies for us to bring rice into the country. I am not doing this because of any electoral process, of any reason, no political reason, but I have the means to do it. I must be able to do it. We must be able to focus to help our people. Look, when my friend and brother try to say, oh, this man is a joker, I would not use those words on him. I far heard intelligent to speak like that to anybody. What I can say to anyone is, if you are ready for election in Monserrato County, election is not in America. Come on the ground. I'm here. The records are there from district number 13. The records are there from 2018. The people will speak. Let me also let you know, Staton, for in conclusion, as we speak, Eugene Regler said it, we have 15 villages who have already cleared 15 to 18 swamps land available in rural Monserrato, ready to plant rice. We will not just be talking. We will do what is interested for the people to see us doing. People have criticized the buses, that German buses, that military buses. Today, those buses reduce the price. your guests on your studio deliberately lie that those buses were donated to me by somebody from Colorado, Norman. I challenge him to prove it that those buses were donated. I have receipts that I pay for them. So that's why I want to make the clarification.
The honorable Sir Joseph, please hang on, because we all have at least one question to ask. But I will start with my first two questions. One, Sir Joseph, say that again.
I said I have a question when you're done.
Okay, you serve as representative. Then God bless you, you become senator. Oh God, reconnecting, folks. The phone is reconnecting. Let's just be patient. I saw Eugene Fagon clapping, but we'll get to the clapping later. Honorable Sir Joseph, are you with us? Thank you. So you serve in a position, representative. You become a senator. All those years, it's just now that you see that the people needed to clean the swampland over to start planting rice. Is it now that you have you done it before?
So I have brought in friends who run agriculture project in California. If you notice, the last time while I was in the US, I visited one of my friends who have one of the biggest farms. In fact, his company export rice to China. He was with, I invited him to Liberia. They help small farmers at the lower scales. This is not my first time getting involved in helping farmers. I've been doing it. I don't have to say everything that I'm getting involved with.
So my question is, and thank you for saying that, though, where in Liberia, where in Moserado, have you... No. What I'm saying, let me finish with my question, sir. Where have you done it before? Where's the output? We have not seen the rice. Rice problem been an age-old problem. You say you have done it before. No. Do you have a farm? No. For all these years you serve as representative, senator, to show that this is my farm and we are extending, we are producing rice? Do you have anything to show? If not, then why are you doing it now? Is it because of election?
So, thank you for your question. As I stated,
I reached out to him.
I brought in farmers from California that came to Liberia to help small farmers. They gave them donation loans so they can do farming and to help themselves. District number 13 don't have a swamp to grow rice when I was serving as representative. So we couldn't grow rice in district number 13. As senator of this county, I told the wise I have been having conversations with local farmers. I've had conversations with the Ministry of Agriculture. How do we help our local farmers that are represented in the rural part of Moserado County? The only source of income that they know is for them to grow food, is to grow crops. So it's based on that, one of my programs to help them to get involved. And also, Eugene, who happened to have introduced to me this fellow Armstrong, knowing of what he have done in other counties. Therefore, for what I saw in other counties and what he explained to me, I grew interest. That look, Eugene, can you talk to Armstrong? We have an opportunity to grow rice also in rural Moserado. Do we have the technical know-how? We have the swamps here. Armstrong sent his technical team. I took 3 days, took them, 2 of them around Liberia. They tested the soil. It has been proven that indeed the swamps in Moserado can grow rice. 3-month rice, which means we can grow rice 9 months a year. On that note, I immediately provided the seed money by providing rice to all of those villages that have started to brush the farms.
It's a good thing. Not to waste your time because others got to join. Let me ask you my second question, Honorable Sir Joseph. Can you tell Liberians tonight the Wahala on that $11 million? I know you're in the right track. You call the rice importer. You want to reduce the price. You're trying to renegotiate with them. But you serve as chair on executive. what do you know about the Liberian people $11 million that was mismanaged? Was there any $11 million given to Commerce Ministry? How much was distributed among the rice importers? All of the $11 million. Can you really be transparent to that? Because you are on, you know more than we do.
When you say, can you please be transparent to that? I haven't been transparent before.
Okay, so I don't know. I will hold back on that question. But tell us about the $11 million, sir. How much was given to those rice importers that you try to renegotiate with now? How much was given to Commerce Ministry from Samuel 12 Finance Ministry? What's the outcome of the $11 million that caused them to increase the prices on rice?
I am not negotiating $11 million that was given to importers or to Commerce Ministry. I'm asking for renegotiations of final conclusions with by the importers to have said the amount that they're going to allow to sell rice in Liberia is $17. That's why I said it should be renegotiated.
What do you know about the $11 million, Senator?
What I do know is that there is a proposal for money to go to the importers to cut down the cost on rice. And that money went through the national budget. I voted for it because it was about cutting the rice, the amount of money for towards the price of rice on the market. So based on that, the money should be given to them. So I voted on that. I have not getting information of who received the money, who haven't received, how much money they have received, how much money they haven't received. I haven't gotten that.
Well, I would leave it with the rest of my colleagues to ask the question because it is important. You voted on it. You don't know whether it was spent. You don't know whether actually it was $11 million. You have no information. We'll start with Dr. Richardson, Murray Yakula, Sintumani George, Kev Hassan, and your good old friend, brother Eugene Fagon will take us home. It is important to know about this $11 million, folks. Dr. Richardson.
Sir Joseph, Mr. Joseph, you said that you're gonna give the green light to importers to bring rice into the country. Can you unilaterally make such a decision, or do you work in concert with your colleagues in the legislature or in the Senate?
What I have said, the conclusions made by the importers is that they have pushed the government is $17 per 25 kg bags. I totally disagree with that amount. It's too high. I believe they should come down. I believe that we should renegotiate. That's what I'm pushing. If they fail to agree for renegotiation and to reduce the amount, we also have importers who can bring the rice to sell it lesser than what they want to sell. That's what I'm pushing.
Oh, again, please allow me. Can you just clarify? I heard you say that you're gonna give the green light for importers to bring rice into the country. It is my understanding that you work in concert with your colleagues, that you cannot unilaterally make a decision. So are you telling Liberian people that you support giving a green light for other importers to bring rice in the country, but that decision is not up to you alone, right?
What we have said is that if we want rice to be an open market, that's the government should grant that. It should be an open market for anyone to bring rice. So that we can have enough of people coming in with enough of rice. Everybody should be given the opportunity. Not just few importers. I totally in disagreement with that. I also say if these few importers feel that they cannot come down to understand the plight of the Liberian people, to understand the fact that the government have made some effort by even reducing taxes. The president dispatched an executive order on reducing the prices of reducing taxes on tariffs on rice. So why can't the people benefit from that? So if they can, then I agree that we should encourage other importers I don't have the authority or by myself to say, or all importers or these importers should be arrested. What I'm doing is that we're going to follow the procedures, which we have been doing. As we speak, we have gone 70% in the process. We are at the level of just letter of credit from the bank for the ship to arrive in Liberia. They're where we are now.
Thank you very much, Anthony Yakula.
Thank you. How you doing, Senator Joseph?
Yeah, big sister from Kanta, I still here. You owe me.
Oh Lord, let's get to the topic here. And I owe you nothing. Too many people listening for you to lead that money. So let's get to the comment. You claim that importers are overcharging on the price, and that rice could be sold for less than $17. And so you're opposed to the increase in the price to $17.50. But some of the CDC's loudest surrogates have said that that's legit because price of rice supposedly have increased across the world, and even agreed with one of your paid agents who was just on the show. What should Liberians believe? Is the price of rice the increase necessary due to global prices, or is it based on importers' demand to sell at that price? What do you want the people to believe? And just before you answer that, sorry, just before you answer that, I think just a follow-up to that would be, you have mentioned something about citing the importers to your office along with the Ministry of Commerce. Are you a member of the Senate's Committee on Commerce, or are you doing this in your personal capacity as Senator of the country? Can any lawmaker just cite business people or individuals in their individual capacity as they wish?
I'm doing this as senior senator of Senatorial County. I have a concern. They are doing business in my county, and I have the right to invite them to have conversations with them. The next thing is that I'm doing this as chairman on executive. I'm chairman on the committee. So I have also that prerogative.
Okay, so it's in your capacity as chairman on executive.
Yeah, I have the right to do it.
Okay.
I'm asking free negotiation. That's what I'm pushing. I believe the importers can come down. I believe they will come down.
So this is not on the price of rice globally. It's on the importers.
I believe the importers can come down because government the president have played his role by coming up with an executive order reducing the cost of taxes on rice. So we should be good. We also think as much as they should be making profit, but not a maximum 100% profit. That's not what I believe. I believe that they can get a little profit and continue to bring in rice that will be affordable to our people. So, in a sense, if they agree with me, we're going to have the conversation, and we believe that we'll negotiate for them to come down. There are alternatives. If they cannot come down, trust me, as I stated, we are already at the 70% level. All that we need. This is why I'm not doing it in hearing. I'm speaking it louder because this is the people issues. This is about food. I represent the people in Senatorial County. I go into towns and villages and communities. I know of people who cannot afford the $15. Then you're taking them over to $17.
Mm-hmm.
I know of that.
Senator. Mm-hmm. Let's go ahead. So, Senator, your idea is good, and thank you. But you are the chair on executive. You are one of the two senators in Senatorial. You in the right direction. But can you just ask the common question? Where did the $11 million go? Who received what? How much? Why couldn't you ask the question before trying to renegotiate with those folks and opening another rice farm is all a good idea. But where is the people $11 million? Have you asked the commerce minister? Have you asked finance minister? Have you asked the importers how much they receive?
Those questions have been asked, and they have said the money was paid to the importers. Have there any importers that have come out?
No, the question to you, did you ask them how much money was given to Fuani? How much money was given to this other importers? How much money totally was given to the commerce ministry? I asked you, you say you didn't know because you didn't ask. You just signed on the $11 million.
If you will pay money to reduce the cost of rice, and if you reduce the cost of rice, and you did not receive your money, and you keeping the information that even, am I going to be forcing you to tell me that you did not receive money? I'm not going to police anyone that not bringing complaint to me. I'm not aware of that.
But Senator, I beg you, Mariah, you cut me. No, I beg you, Mariah. Let's get this thing straight, Senator. You approve $11 million subsidies. You approve it. No, I beg you, Senator. Senator, I beg you. You approve the $11 million subsidies, Senator. And when you approve that amount, finance ministry make appropriation. The money was given to the commerce ministry. Commerce ministry should take the money and distribute that money among the various importers. They said we would do this not to increase the prices on rice. Last week, they did exactly the opposite. Don't you think you should be asking how much you're giving to Fuani, how much you're giving to those folks, and why they are increasing the prices on rice?
So here's the correction, Satan. Going forward, the 11 million was previous rice that they received. The $17 or $17.50 is going forward. That is, the government of Liberia would no longer subsidize rice. The commerce minister has said she has paid the money to the importers. That is rice that they have paid, they brought in the country in the past, when people were saying there was no rice and what have you. We're talking about going forward. That's what I said. Let's renegotiate it. But there's, to my knowledge, nobody have ever come to me. No importer has said to me they haven't received rice or their money.
But why did she come to you? That's your work. That's oversight. That's your job to ask questions. Why will you wait for them to come to you? Mariah, ask your question. Let's go to.
But Senator, then that's unfair. The man said they asked the commerce minister. She said she paid the importers. The importers agreed by their silence and their setting. I think he was.
So, but
Honorable Fagon, why is he calling to renegotiate? Why? He's only doing it because something is not right. You cannot move forward if you don't straighten out.
They were supposed to sell the first rice for $15. That was for the 11 million, $2 more over the $13.
So let me ask.
Government will not subsidize. So they say $17.50.
Fagon, let me ask. So, Senator, you're saying that 11 million was to subsidize rice in the past that they had already sold? So you were subsidizing rice that they already sold?
They were owing them. That's what he's saying. The government are owing the importers.
For more than 2 years. Are you not aware of that?
Aware of what?
Government has been subsidizing rice for more than 2 years.
Oh, that's, of course, everybody's aware of it. The question to you is, so you are just the 11 million that you had asked, that they had asked you for in the legislature, you were approving the 11 million for rice that was already sold in the past.
It's not true.
So what provisions did you guys make?
No. Every budget year, there was appropriation for subsidizing rice.
That's
exactly.
very easy.
It was a wrong information, Sir Joseph. What you just said was wrong.
Exactly. So
no, but that 11 million was in the 2022 budget.
So the budget year, we have a January to December budget year now. I'm not sure what So the budget year was for 2022, correct? The 11 million?
The 2022 budget.
So if it was for 2022, how come you're now charging
December.
$17.50 and saying that the 11 million was for rice that was sold. It was for rice that was sold.
But then, Mariah, you're not following the
2021.
politics, so that recent
Yeah.
thing that just came out
Mariah.
last week or this week. This
Yeah, we need
17.50
December.
just came up with a press release. And the
Yeah.
press release said the government is now increasing the rice from $15 to $17.50, which means government will no longer subsidize rice again.
And I pray for God
So
the
when they-
government. I pray for God the government bring you back on the job, but till then, hold your
No,
peace
I want
because you're
job-
not
I
working
No,
want
for
but
job.
free.
it's not about
I
coming. I
want
think
job. I want to
for me,
It's
it's
different.
important that the Liberian people understand
Yeah.
what the issue is. Because so then I guess the question is, if you're subsidizing or paying the importer subsidy in 2022 at the end, the president came and said there was rice up to next year, January. So if there was rice up to next year, January, that rice should have already been subsidized or paid for and sold at the same price until that rice is completed off the market.
Now you're
So
talking.
then why is the ministry now saying that the rice price is being increased to $17.50 and the year hasn't ended yet? Granted, it was 2 weeks ago. I think it's important that we understand that what's the stock of the already subsidized rice that was in country that should be on the market for the same price, but we're increasing price now and not next year.
Mariah, this is why we have said we need to renegotiate with the importers. Let's say, for instance, importers had rice, but they shut down the stores stating that, one, some of the importers said they're not going to do business in Liberia when the government don't give them a free way in the market. That is for them to charge like what they are charging now. Some of them said they don't want no subsidies from government. You understand? They felt that they were not making money. They felt they even needed more money from the 11 million that the government of Liberia was giving. They said they wanted more than that. The government have been pushing them to say, no, the people cannot afford, you have to maintain the rest at $13 or $13.50. Now, if you notice, the rest have gone to $17. Go see the warehouse. All of the warehouses are open. And then they are selling the rice because they are selling it at the wheel now. So I am saying, let there be renegotiation. First of all, where are they getting the rice from? What's the cost of the rice where they are getting? What's the cost of the shipment? Let's look at those different costs. They are not different for other people.
But let's move on, guys.
That's my
Let
last
the senator
question.
go.
Last question, Senator. Why do you want to negotiate for something that has already been subsidized?
The rest that we're talking about is not rest that have been subsidized. There's no more rest that have been subsidized. The rest that have been subsidized have been paid. That have been
So the
done with.
rice for
This rest that was
2022 that was subsidized has been off the market in November.
Exactly.
We
The
feeling
that
eating
rest is
up.
totally done off the market. That
Now,
rest
what
is
is
not
it?
in the market. The rest
So we
that
get
is
a
the
rice
new
before we
price.
pay for it.
Honorable Sir Joseph, it's good to have you on Spoon Talk. We hope. You want to say something to Martin? Go ahead.
Honorable Joseph, how are you, man?
Terminator, how you doing, brother?
Fine. Yes. The Liberian people, they've been pushing this issue about this 11 million and this domestic debt. Can you please give the Liberian people an update on the domestic debt, and also can you publicly give us a timeline and say, look, we'll give accountability of $11 billion high was disbursed, and also the domestic debt. These two issues is presently troubling the Liberian Senate, and the Liberian people need to know about the status of our domestic debt before election, at least before election. Can you give us an update and say, well, by this time in 3 months, we'll give a complete breakdown of accountability of the $11 million that was rice subsidy and also the domestic debt. Can you please? And lastly, do you think after the Liberian government and importers came out to increase the price of rice, and then you are saying that you will import rice, do you think it's a conflict of interest too? Thank you.
The issue of domestic debt, I believe the committee on the public account was mandated by the full plenary to work along with the GAC and Ministry of Finance to look at all of the paperwork relating to domestic debt and report to the body. So we are waiting for the committee report. The Committee on Public Account is the only committee in the legislature that is responsible for audits. So we are waiting on that committee to make that report available. Immediately that report is available, it will be published to the public. When you talk about conflict of interest, how does it become conflict of interest when the people that I represent, I'm advocating that the money they have to pay, they should pay lesser than what they are supposed to pay? It's not conflict of interest. If the importers are breaking the rights, fees that they cannot agree, we should have alternative. To everything that one does, there should be some alternative law. If they are selling at $17.50, and that's the only way, we should bring another group that can sell the rest lesser than $17. To us, it's not conflict of interest. It's the oversight, responsibility, and representation. That is which is constitutional. We should have the right to do that. So
for a lawmaker to import, right?
I am not importing. I am working with organizations that will bring in rights, companies that will bring in rights. I'm not using my money. I don't have the money to import rice. The money is not coming from my pocket. No one needs money to import rice in Liberia. Even though importers that are here, they are not paying the physical cash. They are using letter of credit from the banks in Liberia. And you are given 3 months to pay to pay back the money. That's the procedure that I have been going here. Like, we believe Liberian could be given the opportunity as long as they have that network with the bank, that the banks will give them that.
Let me interrupt you there. Senator Joseph, you're a member of the first branch of government. That's the executive branch function to negotiate for importation of rice. That's not a lawmaker's function. So that's what I'm saying. Why are you negotiating with our
This is why I have said, as senator who have oversight responsibility, I have requested that there should be a renegotiation. Don't I have the right to ask for that agreement to be renegotiated?
Yeah, but
so I beg you. Let me say it real quick. Honorable Sir Joseph, you have the right because you are the senator, one of the senators from Moserado County. You have the right oversight to ask questions, but you also have the right to ask your commerce minister, your finance minister, how they distributed the $11 million. You ask him hold on. Yeah, but why you don't have something to show the Liberian people? Okay, you have the right as a senator to serve your county. Moserado people want to know who were given what. 1 minute we heard that it was $7 million given to Mawani Deeks. Another minute somebody they call Robert Rudolph from Commerce saying that no, it wasn't. Samora will call it lie. Commerce minister cannot confirm. Let me finish now, Senator. And we hold you guys. You come on the show and say they didn't complain, so you care less to ask. Must you wait for them to complain before you ask? Where is the people $11 million, Sir Joseph? How was it distributed?
I repeat, I said and I repeat again. I was serving as presiding officer when the commerce minister was invited. I presided on the issue. And she was asked, where is the money for the importers? She said she had received the money from Ministry of Finance and she have done payment to Ministry.
How much did she say she received? How much?
They say 11 million. She received 11 million. She said she have disbursed the money.
To who?
Amount giving different to the importers. That's what she said.
Did you ask her for documentation? It's your own oversight right.
Of course.
Who did she get the money to?
Listen to me.
Yeah.
She was asked by the full plenary for documents to prove that she have paid all of the importers. And we also said, have any importers announced that they haven't received money?
We will come there. When you ask her, did she give you those documents?
Do you have a particular importer that haven't received?
No, it will not be this. You are the ones working for the people. You are the senator. When you ask her, when you ask Mwani this Honorable Sir Joseph, did she present to you any document as to how much were given to each importer?
I asked her, she said she have paid all of the importers. We asked her to submit the document to the committee on waste, means, and finance and public accounts.
Have she submitted them? Have she submitted them, Honorable Senator?
Of course, she has submitted that.
Oh, so you have it?
The committee has it.
Do you have it?
I don't have it, but I will ask the committee.
Oh my God, Honorable Sir Joseph, this is not fair for Liberia. First of all, she didn't. Now she did to the committee. Now you don't have it. You were asked. Do you know how long since she appeared? I can tell you how long since she appeared, Sir Joseph.
No,
don't do this. Fagon, don't do this.
No, this was
Fagon, don't do this. Because Honorable Sir Joseph.
On a show, they said, "Remember, can you everything just now?"
Fagon, you will not save this day on Sir Joseph. That's my brother and friend.
Somebody call
How you doing,
They expect you.
Yeah.
Satan,
yes, sir.
You're not being fair on the show. I ask you a simple question. The last time you brought this complain to you that they haven't received the money.
But I will answer you in this way, Sir Joseph. It is your oversight responsibility to share with your folks, the citizens, the people of Moserado. You do not have to wait for someone to complain. Honorable Sir Joseph, you are a hard-working man. You got to be fair with the people of Moserado. You got to tell them how much each importer received. You got to tell them. Now you say it's with the committee, but you don't have it.
Excuse me.
You are the chair on executive, Sir Joseph. You should have it. It's been almost 2 months.
You need to listen now. You need to listen. If you did not call me, I call. Please listen. You need to understand this. Our documents will be requested based on the need. The Senate run, the legislature run by committees. If the committees requested for a particular document, they have the right to hold on to that document until any senator that need it, they can give it to you. I'm saying, since you cannot tell me if any of the importers that have complained to you that they have not received any money, I'm saying and using your medium that whoever importers who have not received, who believe they are to receive money, they haven't received it, come to my office, report to me.
Honorable, we have to let you go because it's 5:53 here Eastern time.
I'm not going to go from office to office.
Honorable Sir Joseph, all you can do for the people of Moserado County is to request from the committee how much was distributed to those importers. You should have it now, but you telling us you don't have it. And this is embarrassing, Honorable. Your government appropriated $11 million. It was conflicting between Finance Ministry and Commerce Ministry. And now you are telling us you don't know how much the people receive, but you were glad to approve $11 million. But you care less to go back as to how much they received, how much was distributed, and you want us to believe you. As a dear friend and brother, Honorable, I'm disappointed in you. I think you need to tell the people of Liberia how much was appropriated to each one of those importers. But we wish you well, Honorable Senator. We wish you well.
I know you will be disappointed because you don't want to hear what I'm telling you directly. You have your inner motive or what you want to hear. That's not the case. It doesn't work like that. No one had reported to me. The minister spoke publicly. It was never in a secret. The minister said, all importers have received the money. Are there any importer to have come and said, I haven't received my money? Since how many months? That should be the issue.
No, the issue is that you should know how much money was given to each importer. But have a good night, Honorable Sir Joseph. My man, just get but have a good night. Just get my stuff ready, my man. You gotta get my stuff. Have a good night. You know that's a cool.
My responsibility is to appropriate. I have a constitution.
And your responsibility is oversight. It's not only appropriation.
Of course.
Then don't say it's your only responsibility.
I did perform my oversight, and I asked her, did you receive the money? She said yes. Did you divide the money? She said yes. If you did not receive money, why didn't you announce it? Oh, I did not receive.
So one last question before you leave, Stanton.
And now they ask who did not receive. Is that how it works?
One last question before you leave. Senator Sir Joseph, before you leave, it seems to be a trend, and it's just a question. Are you using your senatorial capacity or legislative capacity, having been representative and senator, to become a businessman that provides services at low cost to Liberians in terms of health, education, transportation, and now agriculture? You are involved in health, you're involved in providing education, you're building a college or vocational institute, you're in transportation, providing buses at a cheaper fare, undermining the NTA's fares. You're now trying to import rice because you believe the importers are selling at a higher price. What exactly is the intent here? Are you using your position as lawmaker to get involved in these businesses in every sector that you should be providing oversight over and ensuring that the government provide these basic services?
You see, Mariah, you're from a political institution, not just a political institution, but a political institution. The ANC.
Cummings does not work in government, and he doesn't have oversight on ensuring that education is provided. Let's be clear, that's not a joke. This is a lawmaker who is involved in transportation, health,
no, let's give you a chance to answer.
And now agriculture.
Yeah, so let's just give it. Honorable Sir Joseph, please answer.
Give me a chance to answer my question. You're from a very listed political institution, and
that's not the answer to the question. Are you embarrassed by the question? Did it catch you off guard?
Mariah, let me answer. Mariah.
Is this not conflict of interest?
Mariah, let me answer you. Let me answer you.
But he should answer the question and not tell me about lazy or strong party.
Go ahead, Honorable.
He is about to bring one carton of rice. One carton of rice to divide to the people of Liberia that he wants to serve.
Yeah, he gave 40 bags of rice to the people of District 8 in Nima County. Let's set the record straight.
Mariah, Mariah, give the man a chance to answer. I beg you, you were finishing. But give him a chance to answer, please. Sir Joseph, please. Go ahead, sir.
I repeat, a political leader is lazy, and he is.
Are you strong? That way you into agriculture and transportation and
health. You cannot. Mariah, we will give Honorable Sir Joseph a chance to answer your question.
Do
not interrupt him, please. Don't interrupt him, please.
Sir Joseph, please start over.
Sir Joseph, don't start over.
Sir Joseph, start over again.
No. Sir Joseph, don't start over.
Back in the
game. I beg you, don't start over. Just continue.
Yeah, we over back in the game.
Sir Joseph, do not start over, please. But rather the man answer the go ahead, Sir Joseph. Usually I gotta mute you, please. Sir Joseph, don't start over, please. Just continue.
Fagon is strategically intentional.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Let me say this to you. When people want to serve people, you will know based on what they can do for the people. Not people that just come and talk. I'm not a talking law person that just come and talk and get nothing, no means to do for the people. When you say you're a millionaire, you can't even bring one container of rice to help the people in the villages. What kind of millionaire are you? What kind of stand-up bearer are you? Then you telling me that I'm breaking in containers of medical supplies of equipment to help our people? I that talk the line. I want PPEs serve as drivers to serve the people. You telling me it's conflict of interest to drive as an ambulance, as a driver. You telling me that it is wrong for me to go in the villages with a
You say you don't own that NGO that was doing that work.
potential to bring opportunity for our people to grow food. It's wrong for me to work along with them to grow food. You telling me it's wrong? I don't know what kind of ESC you people think.
Senator Joseph, can you answer the question? Do you not think it's conflict of interest to be involved in transportation,
Senator Joseph, please don't answer
is
the
charging, to be involved in education, building schools when you should be ensuring that government is building schools? So you undercutting NTA payers to make business. Business that's money that's going into your pocket.
No. Mr. Kwame School, don't try 600. Mr.
Is this money going into government?
What do you mean? Don't try 600.
Going
Let me
into
show you.
government coffers?
I challenge any government to tell me.
Is it going into government coffers? Your bosses
Sir
you
Joseph,
money.
thank you very much. We listen, Honorable Sir Joseph. I didn't know that you can talk like this, but you've been fooling me. But anyway,
I tell you, Sir Joseph hit the B52
seriously
on the ANC. I just say bow.
When you're not in government, you are having these things. Senator Joseph, when you're not in government, were you involved in these businesses?
Thank you. But Sir Joseph.
Of course.
You are providing buses.
Sir Joseph, we're going to find time. Mariah, we got to go. Honorable Sir Joseph, we'll find time to bring you in studio for us to have a very, very. Now the other thing you don't find they want that you don't find out be for me, because you can talk like that. I didn't know. My man, I'm begging you. I don't want to announce anything on the show. Please take care of, please. I'm begging you. And I leave it like that.
Take care of what?
Please take care of, please. Have a good day.
I consider just to land B52 on the ANC people, my man. You buy
Today I'm Mr. Coming birthday. I'm going there.
See, the reality is that
the only thing I really love,
you see the importers.
To the people in Nima.
I tell you, a millionaire, 40 bag of red.
It doesn't matter. He said he are not giving anybody one bag.
How much
it ain't matter. Wow. He not working in government. He said he are not giving anybody one bag. So they address that issue. The fact, well, it was for the people in the village, in the town that had less people. The fact is, you always sit here and defend a lawmaker who's using government money that he's being paid with to provide services at a lower cost to undercut government services so that he makes money and become the millionaire he wants to be, like Cummins. That's the issue here.
Importers, now with the government.
Now it's embarrassing.
So the hard time is a right. Like expose about that money. That was when you keep on pressing it. People that can talk, you got to talk. They will take it from there.
Thank you, Tomali.
Yeah, so people in the government have to now, and importers are right. People that can talk.
The woman said, I give people the money. Yeah, they're talking men here. Time for us to go. We saw go ask the importer them. We started asking them. I think what they can need.
Importer will not talk.
Coca go ask the people. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. So now, and I'm saying that for a Liberian people to hear me. It was a syndicate. It has been busted. They don't want to talk. Government people don't want to talk. They say they won't carry the rent to 1750.
The reason why they want to get
it will not happen. The rent will be around 14. And that's my point. I'm fighting for my people. I am a nationalist. They bring it by Niji Broomstable. They pay all ticket call. Any rest account that will help my people that are there for. I don't care. Let the importer then go find place and sit down.
My man, you can't get 40 bag of rice, man. People get 40 bag of rice.
You know how many bag of rice I can use? If I want to, I'll be president. Cummins can be.
Oh, so you get more bag of rice than Cummins?
You know my pega where I carry for me.
I mean, let's move on. Let's move on. We want to say a wonderful show is 6:05. That would be 11:05 in Liberia. Let's sing a happy birthday song to that Chinwe Richardson. Today is her birthday, and we thought we're going to discuss the AFL Chief of Staff statement, but we would not today because it's late. Dr. Richardson, on behalf of the Spoon Network and everyone, we want to say happy birthday to you. We wish you well. We want to say we hope, but we got to let you go because your husband is waiting for you to take you out.
Happy birthday special.
Be listening to Eugene Fagon advice. You are no more 21 years old. So please listen to Eugene Fagon advice. We're going to sing a happy birthday song to you. And we also want to say we'll take this time to wish Mr. Cummings, Alexander Benedict Cummings, a happy birthday. Wherever he may be right now, we want to say we wish him Godspeed. And a beautiful birthday. I hope he can celebrate, and he is celebrating in grand style. We wish him well, we wish him good health, we wish him longevity, and we wish him God blessing. So we want to say, Mr. Cummings, Dr. Richardson, guys,
my grandnephew today, his birthday to Trenton.
Your grandnephew, join me. Let's wish every one of them happy birthday. If you can sing the song, sing. If you choose not to sing, home it. But I will lead this song. 1, 2, 3.
Who's singing for Dr. Richardson?
Dr. Richardson and Mr. Cummings. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you, dear. Happy birthday to you. May God bless you. May God bless you. May God bless you, dear. Happy birthday. I'm sorry, Dr. Richardson. We try to sing this thing. I get my father-in-law. My father-in-law in the back singing also. So this birthday is a good birthday. We wish you well. I mean, you met him before, you know him. So Dr. Richardson, but when I sing the thing coming over. Hey, there we go. I'm gonna take that thing now before the black comes by. We have no copyright to this song. So Dr. Richardson, on behalf of the network, check your phone. We send our birthday gift to you. We hope we can say the same to Mr. Cummings, but we want to say, well, we sent a special text to Mr. Cummings today. I did. Dr. Richardson, the Spoon Network, the Spoon Talk, just send a gift to you. We hope you appreciate it. Happy birthday. Don't scream though. Don't scream. Don't yell. I know Mariah now she's looking, she won't look through the computer to see what's that. But that's okay. Done.
Can you just allow me to just it's a private thing. I'll look privately and tell you guys thank you. But just allow me to just tell you guys thank you so much. I really appreciate my Spoon family. It's an honor coming here for 3 hours or more almost every day, talking to you and learning about you. I also want to tell my husband and my daughters, thank you for the day. It was fun. I engaged in self-care today, did my nails, my face, everything. Yes. And I'll be making more memories as the days go by, just going to a quiet place.
You'll be doing what? Making more memories? Oh,
yes.
Yes. And when you reach my age, that's all you have to do now, make memories. Material things, we have used it and got it and all of that stuff. So we thank God. Just want to tell everybody, my Spoon family, my CPP USA family, ANC family, my GBC family, my BECAA family,
your ANC Global family.
You heard. I know I said ANC, so maybe
I didn't know.
Many more. I saw like today. You guys just made me feel so good on Facebook. You guys broke it down. You shut Facebook down. There were like everybody was just calling and texting. I like personally meeting and talking to everybody, so I will do my best to tell you thank you. But if I miss your name, just know that I love you and appreciate every single one of you for just making my day. These little things are very important to me than anything else. So thank you, Stanton. I didn't even look yet, but I was definitely send a personal text to my Spoon family. Thank you for providing us the opportunity.
With the exception of Fagon, it's everyone else.
Okay.
But he coming in the family. You have money in the family. You have money in the family. They say ANC.
I don't even know. I will look, but I don't want to take up your time looking. But thank you, everybody. Appreciate everything. And Kev, I'm watching you. I'm watching your behavioral language here, Kev.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Richardson.
I'll see guys. Let me have my,
yes, please
my
go have fun.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
You're welcome, my man. Take care. Guys, wonderful show, man. Any update from the December 17 rally?
Yes, it's still on course, and it will be happening December 17 at the SKD.
Okay. Outside, right? Do we have what time, right?
Yeah, outside.
What time? It's starting when?
I mean, it starts in the afternoon. I guess.
Everybody just like gathering 6 a.m.
Right,
5
people
a.m.
just like
Okay.
gathering.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you a question.
Mornings, early after. I'm still speaking in the late mornings or early afternoon. Yeah.
Okay.
But
is it like a planned program, or is just one? I'm trying to get into.
Making speeches.
Everybody just come and talk.
yeah, I mean, it's a rally. People making speeches. People, expressing how they feel about the current state of the government. It's just of the country, the suffering, different groups, and so it's going to be again an event that Liberians and
shopping for voters.
come out to.
Voter shopping.
Well, you got any decorum on your show tonight?
The shopping for voters.
So people can respect themselves and others.
Alone speaks a lot.
So at the end of the day, you guys go and people coming up speaking and saying what they feel like concerning what is happening in the country.
Yeah, I mean that's what rallies and
but you guys provide transportation though. Would there be transportation points?
Of course, there will be people who want to come to that. There'll be people who will be walking there. There'll be people who will be on bikes. There'll be people who will.
You'll have refreshment. You'll have water for the folks.
Yeah, there'll be water points as well on water stations for people along and at the site. So yeah.
Let me ask you a question. So now the youth and sports say can't get your money back. You guys didn't go there, but were you guys able to pay the bonus 1,005, or have they rejected that amount?
I mean, it's not time yet to pay it, but when the time is to pay it, they'll pay it.
Okay.
So let me ask you a question. I get two questions for you.
And who exactly is that CEO that you answering the question?
You say you're asking
me. Are you the guest?
The question
you say you're asking me a question.
Oh, okay.
Will you support this rally?
This rally?
Yeah, the shopping rally. Will you support that rally?
Yeah. Look at what it all.
Kev, let me say this to you, my dear brother. Everything the Liberian people decide to do in their own interest, it can be 1, it can be 100. When it's in the interest of the country, I support them. If for any reason, for me, I belong to no political party, but I would say to all Liberians as they begin now to go back and organize this thing and structure it well, I do believe, like you and myself were saying, I think, you know what? Government gave them the chance. Let the people rally. You know, let
But
the people rally.
my question is, because with all indication, everything looking what we're looking at right now from the rest of the opposition who backing out. So it's saying this rally look like ANC shopping voters and rally looking for voters, looking out there who they can catch, because obviously the polls show that they don't have voters zero.
Well, is that
So,
a question for
all
me?
yeah, I'm coming to you. With all these things, but they're standing alone right now. They're standing alone right now. But the rest of the opposition said, no, we're not part of this. Do you think this rally do have the kind of June 7 ingredients that that force that we witnessed?
But you understand that the June 7 was a protest. This is a rally. Costa would just want to show his setting. 1, 2. The opposition will be opposition. But let me say this now. You have UP, ALP, and other groups saying, some of them say we will not attend, but I guarantee you, some of those opposition group members will be part of the rally. And I think that it's okay if they say they are not attending. But this is about give the CPP the chance to do the rally, and we pray that it be peaceful, okay? And I think the government should protect them. I think the government should stand back and guide them and guide it well. When the government protect those that are going to express themselves peacefully, there will be nothing. It will not move to a protest. That's my point.
Yeah, I get that. You think it's an error by the ANC for not including the rest of the opposition from the initial stage, talking to them?
Well, I'm not an ANC member, man. I don't know. I'm not going to
be as a political analyst. You think it's an error?
No, I'm not going to say whether it's an error or it's not an error. I'm going to
just say is ANC hosting a rally or CPP?
Whoever
hosting
the rally.
I would discuss the CPP rally, because if we discuss the CPP rally, then
my last question to you. My last question to you. The ANC, right? Well, Mr. Cummings, self-proclaimed millionaire. Why they cannot pay the 3,000? They have to pay 3,500. They went and paid 2,000 waiting for that day. If they claiming they are this man is this millionaire.
I mean, right women to answer that question, Kev.
Yeah, I'm asking why they have to buy. Why they have to buy time looking for money in the economy?
But man, let me do this.
Because the last time the fundraiser they did in Maryland, where we saw they were looking for $1.
Yeah, let me say this to you, my brother. Before I go to money, they're coming for us to go. Let me say this to you.
Mm-hmm.
You are an opposition to CPP. Your party, the CDC. You should understand you are the ruling party. It is important, very much important. And I will advise the government, my good friend Diesel, Minister Frank Musadin, to allow.
I'm asking you why they cannot pay the full amount of money. 3,000.
Let me ask you this. They put you the 2,000 now, you're eating money.
No, you want me
to answer you? Let me answer you now.
You're pivoting. Why a man who calls himself doing well cannot pay full amount?
My man.
If I go have my brother, it doesn't matter how they pay it. It doesn't matter, Kev, right? They pay the $2,000.
Yeah, but why
they cannot pay $2,000? When the tension came, you're going to find the $2,000 to bring it back and say we're in the cash back. It doesn't matter how they pay it. It doesn't matter how they pay it.
My only concern here is that if you look at the bottom of that sheet, it has a deadline. Now, if they don't meet the deadline to pay the balance 1,005, for me, I don't want to hear plenty noise because it's on the sheet, right, CEO?
It is.
Yeah,
It's
But
high.
Fagon, let me say this, Fagon, my brother, let me say this. I think we're wasting our time.
If we don't pay the money,
The 3,005. Hold on, Kev. The 3,005. You know very well, Fagon, that somebody can walk up there and pay the entire 3,005. They were in line. They were in line. We will pay this one. We come by and pay your 1,005. There's nothing on the paper say. There's nothing on the paper say pay or. We don't give you the pay. The people pay.
The payment plan.
Yeah, you are Sidisha. You can see what you want to say, but my head hurting. But let me go back. Yeah, Senatorial George.
Yeah, let me see if Kelly on the top, man.
No, but
you see, Fagon, that's why he left for me to be on the show. Because that Dr. Richardson won't touch you call him off.
Yes, but you know, let me say this.
No, Tommy, my man, Tommy, don't change it. The payment plan. How can a whole CPP going to make a payment plan? They call themselves.
Okay, I'm not a CPP chairman. Okay,
I'm just asking. Tommy, you had a very good meeting with
Stanton, for people who can read and comprehend properly, didn't that sheet say you should pay 50%? Isn't 2,000 more than
50%?
Did we not pay more than 50%?
Well, you can still pay all. You can still pay all. That option
again. Need to go back to school.
That option.
So Kev, let's move on. Kev, let's move on now. Kev, I beg you, before you come on the show, I will ask you this, Kev. Do not take the blue moon. Take it after the show. I beg you, my brother. Okay.
You know, on a serious note, right? On a serious note, my message, I always say this. I am an objective voice of reasoning on the show. I take no side.
Tommy, don't go there, man. Tommy, don't go there. Tommy, don't go there. You are a complete opposition propagandist. Don't go there, Tommy. Don't go there.
I'm one of the most consistent on the show.
That's not true. That's not true.
My advice to the opposition is simple. You guys are noticing opposition. They are fighting among themselves. You guys are going back and forth. It's not your interest. There's something they call the power of incumbency. It's a tough thing. You guys say y'all want to make president. We are one-term president. What you guys are doing, you better bury the hatchet. And you guys found a way to get together and discuss the way forward. I'm saying it. On a serious note, there are a lot of things that takes place in the back that's done in front of the camera. And mind you, opposition people are talking. They do their talking. But I see the members then too, especially the top members, they fight among themselves. It's wrong.
But wait now, are you a peacemaker for the opposition?
So I'm honest. I give you my advice.
Yourself measure and balance. You're talking peace. You have meeting yesterday. If I don't like your meeting yesterday,
Josh, go back to your meeting yesterday, man.
Go back to your meeting. Are you a peacemaker for the opposition?
That meeting was very important. Trust me. That meeting, you anyway, you know something. I'm not going to disclose the content of the meeting. Or where the meeting was held, but I tell you this, the truth: the opposition in Liberia need to really take things serious. If they continue that, they're going to just go separate way and do stuff. And look, Joe, we are we disgrace y'all. I tell you the truth. Make no mistake. First of all, President, we are arriving from this long to be on. Y'all still happy in Liberia. He was shot down the city. That first thing y'all know, so the people will go in the streets again to meet him. Don't take it for a joke. Take it for a joke. But again, we can only talk and leave it so.
So tell us about this meeting. Don't tell us where it was staged, who had a meeting. But at least tell us what the meeting was about.
The meeting was they were all about the opposition unity. I'm not part of the stuff. The opposition unity.
You know part of the stuff that you go to. Where you go to there?
I'm independent. I'm an observer. Come on, I'm independent. I can tell you meeting.
You never to go to opposition meeting as observer.
Oh, I know when in a new meeting. I was on the sideline. I'm telling you, okay. I'm talking
Okay,
about.
so now tell us now what the meeting was about. It was, we know that opposition people, but was it about bringing the groups together?
About the unity. I'm telling you, about unity. I'm telling you, I can tell you about unity. It's up to them.
Guys, let's try to end the show. We want to say we are grateful for the wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. Yeah, I know we're going to end the show. Let's do the round table of closing right now. Fagon, you go first now.
I would love to go first. Very much so. And I will do facts versus fiction in my 2 minutes. Fact number one, the legislature did inquire about the 11 million. The executive person, Commerce Minister, said she paid the money. They requested documents on tape, and she offered the documents. Whether it was the 11 million or the 7 million, according to Paul Roland Morris or whatever, the legislature, through the Ministry of Information, owes it. We got press people in the country. Number two, let me say this. I initiated this conversation between Honorable Sir Joseph and Armstrong Jabba. And I sent you pictures of how long I worked on this project with Armstrong to get the government. Had the government listened to me, we will not be importing rice today because it's 5 years now. And we have the evidence. And we have the videos to prove. Onions, bitter ball, peppers. So let it out of topic. The same with the LEC current. I negotiated what Joseph Howard told us. Nonsense. So for me, I don't blow my trumpet what I do. But I want to say something. We have double standards that is being played, and I don't think as CEO it should be encouraged. Costa can sit on a platform and call other people jokers. Let me say why. Costa, every morning he wakes up in America, he shows himself lifting weights that he's preparing to go to Monrovia. That brother could not even come there in District 6. Third place in District 6, he did not get. Now, you're coming back to Monserrato, you call somebody joker because to you, the person is not working. Well, the person have a lot of things to show. You being a talk show host, we've never heard you talking about corruption against this man. Secondly, same wave today. Which one of you on their platform have not sent money through same wave? How much do they take? I know maybe because you know it'll go in Costa pocket.
Because I'm not putting money in his pocket.
Thank you. If we're sending millions of dollars through same wave, that's why he's driving a Range Rover. Let's look at Lone Star MTM. That's why he's driving a Range Rover. Let's look at Roots Communication.
Are you welcome?
That's why he's driving a Range Rover. So if you ask him, what has he done for which the people of Monserrato should elect him? He will go tell us, say, I prepare in the gym. I prepare in the gym. That thing he's doing every day. Now he comes up tonight and tell us the same mail I'll fight the president for shoe, fight the president for slingshot car, fight the president for anything, including private jet. Tells us tonight on this platform, it's none of your business to know even a Boko Haram leader, which of course now if I say I'm suspecting that it was El Shabazz that sent the jet for the man, he will be screaming. Boko Haram, he will be screaming. But we ask him, who sent the jet? It's none of your business. Why did they send the jet? Was it to make a deal? Because we saw his political leader, Benin Ayure, sitting right next to Joseph Walker. Have you watched the tape on how Benin Ayure got Lone Star? Have you sent and watched that tape? When he was maritime boss, and the Lebanese businessman came to open Lone Star, and he said, according to him and Emmanuel Shaw, I'm quoting him, decided that nobody should come and do business in the country with all Liberian people getting share in it. That's Benin Ayure. When he was asked about conflict of interest, he said he did not know at the time. We can go through that whole maritime stuff, and two of them sitting in a private jet, sent for them by a quote-unquote friend. We're not supposed to know the friend, but I will conclude by saying, I wish we had gone into the statement of the chief of staff. But let me be clear here tonight. If Brother Costa says he does not pay money for rally, it is a joke to his people that worships him. You don't pay money for rally, Mariah, but you raise 25,000 for protests. Don't laugh. That's why people don't like me.
I know that June 7 had a budget.
You don't pay money for rally, but you do GoFundMe and raise 25,000 for protests. Only to buy sausage and full bread. So again, we have this sense of hypocrisy, and we keep dealing with the Liberian people like this. And for me, I will always speak for the Liberian people. And I don't care where Sir Joseph get a rest from. So long as good rest and at $13, bring it. The syndicate must be destroyed. Even if that Jowia bring it, Sir Joseph bring it, Alexander Kumi bring it. But I close on this note before you cut me off. When Sir Joseph said Kumis is a lazy leader, the whole platform went this and that. But I want to challenge Kumis tonight. This whole story about you being a millionaire, you get money. Comrade Alexander Kumis, on your birthday, I want to say this to you. This narrative is killing your presidential bid. You either tell the people you don't have money, or you tell them you got money and show it.
You crazy, you're crazy.
Let me finish. They will because I'm concluding now, as I speak, that Mr. Alexander Kumi's money is audio money. You can only hear about it, but we're not seeing it. You got to be able to put some money somewhere. Don't give it to us. But let that rest business. Call your man, what's his name, Benedict or whoever. Call the Yima Bidel. Call them. Let them put money together. And you'll help the Liberian people. If it's something to do with other things, do it. But I got millions. But you got millions. We can't see it. We just hearing about this million. Hearing about this million. It will be just like Benina Yue. Benina Yue got money. Benina Yue got money. Benina. Until I worked for Benina Yue for over 6 months. And there where the talk came from, my co-pilot and a rubber seat. And when I left Benina Yue, Costa accused me of blackmailing him for 6,000. Man, who can get 2,000 and says he will get? Eh? So I will say this. We are tired with all these money people there now. And I'm saying that again tonight, let the Liberian people hear me. You get money, don't give it to us. But let's see your money working for the good of the people. If not, the audio money is not working. And I was not the one that used the first expression. You want me to find the tape? I will find it. You was the one that accused Cummings of having audio money. We talk about rest. So again, Costa should not sit on this platform and tell us we don't have the right to know who sent the jet and why. Or else we will conclude it was Boko Haram. Boko Haram that the former vice president went to see.
For me, you lying. That's a lie.
No, we can't. Let me say you can't tell us.
Well, if I gonna stop, you lying about it. I know Boko Haram.
But if you see him in a jet going and hear people say they will not tell us, I want the U.S. government to investigate that jet. Because we believe that jet went to that place where they get an oil-rich place and the Boko Haram people. That's what we believe. And we have the right to think that way because they won't tell us. Thank you very much.
And you submit. Thank you.
I submit until he come by again.
All right, all your money or real money?
Thank you, Stanton. Any reasonable person who wants to know the facts about whether or not this audio money or real money will go on the SEC website and get the facts. Cummings wealth he's worked for over 40 years. It's not a secret. It's not ill-gotten wealth. It's not stolen government money. It's not based on the backs of the Liberian people. I guess my internet is having issues, huh?
We hearing you.
Because everybody's stuck.
Can you see us? Are we good?
Let me get.
Senator, can you go ahead?
Yeah. First of all, let me say this. You know what I'm seeing again is I was just saying earlier. You got Eugene Fagon. He said he was a ruling establishment. He's attacking opposition. Opposition people joining him to attack opposition. And that's what we're talking about. Okay? You cannot be attacking opposition. Look, I will say again, the Liberian opposition needs to hold together. If they think they're gonna beat President Weah with this unity amongst them, they are wasting their time. Okay?
No, Kumari, point of information, I did not attack the opposition. What Costa did was to say what we were discussing was unserious. Let's be honest here. You can't come on this platform. Not even allow anybody to tell you because you're talking something and they say, Tomali, you unserious. That's an insult.
No, but you forget, I don't want different, but you went after the man, election, political stuff, and all. You went after him. You went personal with the guy. That's what he did just now.
Wait, who got now? With Costa?
Yeah, he talking about here.
But when Costa laughed to me, or when he told me he was unserious?
Let me finish
Costa laughed to me.
Let me finish talking.
The man called me unserious. I go to the man and he said he went personal. That meeting you went to, you better wash your hand from there.
I'm telling you,
What you say, telling me, I know the people good. You fail them, don't try it. You fail.
I'm telling you serious thing. You guys got to get serious. If you would have really establishment, so I'm independent. I'm with nobody.
You independent.
You're independent now.
I'm with nobody.
Wait. You independent now?
You independent now?
I'm independent.
When I saw them 40.
You are just something sedition. Now you're independent. You are
independent.
He found a way to the opposition. He found a way.
He not found a way, Kev. He went there.
Independent.
He saw something there yesterday. He ran away.
The reality is that
after the man had meeting with Costa, he independent now. Man,
the reality is that look, GMB trip to Nigeria, guys. The man went on his commercial flight. He got there. A friend said, "I'm picking you up from the airport to meet me." That's private stuff. If to say GMB was flying private jet in between Morocco and so forth, back and forth in the country, then you try to raise an issue. But I mean, that's not important right now, honestly. GMB, you know he cannot afford.
I beg you, I know Mariah got to come in, but Senator George, I agree with you. Folks gonna get mad at me. Jose Yimabwaka, he's a former vice president. He went to Nigeria. There was a need for his friend to say, listen, if the story is true, there's a need for a friend to say, listen, I know they're gonna delay you. You gotta lay over 4 hours or whatsoever it is. Take my private jet and come. I see no problem with that, man.
What happened? Okay.
And let me say this, folks. I know the opposition to Jose Yimabwaka will spin this. I know they will cry wolf, and they have all right to do so. But if Jose Yimabwaka, president of Liberia, flying private jet, then we can question. Then we can speak on it. But right now, get mad all you want to get mad. If anybody see the need to invite Jose Yimabwaka to a very constructive meeting that will bring some development to Liberia, that will have some very important reward for Liberians, and they say, use my private jet. They are not giving him money. They say, use my private jet. Brother, listen, I think Jose Yimabwaka, whether he rich or he poor, I think it's necessary.
But who is this person? I say you want back people. Who is this person? A pastor?
I will say this to everyone on the show: find another talking point to beat Jose Yimabwaka back on. But
okay, can you tell us who the man is?
Let me finish now. But now closing.
Let me get bro with me. Tomorrow, I just want to come to show and say this.
Who gave Joseph Yuma Bwaka the check? That all we interested
Well,
in.
now, we'll talk about
That
tea.
your business.
Now we'll talk about tea there. Okay.
So when terrorists
no, but the reality is this. Let me close. You know, I address all the issues. Now you talk about. No, you also you want our comments too, right? But on the reality, so when President we have a run for president, and they say you work $80 million, they think you asking you it's not holding comments to you are into that standard. No, that'd be fair. You are into that standard.
But so that's what I'm saying. You say you want to be fair.
Not whole coming out to that standard. It's simple, like Mariah said. Before the Security Exchange Commission website, it tell you comments what. It's not something
but I beg I'll interrupt you again, Sintoman and Josh, on this comments issue. Let me say this. Comments worth a penny. Coming worth $100 billion. It's nobody's damn business.
Thank you.
All right. Let me say that. Let me be fair today.
Yeah, but that's the kind of fairness we want.
No, hold on now. If I go hold your houses down. Cummings trying to be president. If the Liberian people will vote for Cummings because of Cummings, vote for Cummings. If they will vote for Cummings because they think he got money, vote for Cummings. If they say we're not voting for you, that's their own business, that's their choice. But let me say this, Mr. Cummings have no right to disclose to anybody, any one Liberian, and say this is how much I worth, this is what I got. But as per law, if somebody said declare your asset, it's reasonable to do so. But Fagon cannot sit on this show and say because somebody say it's audio money, prove to the people tomorrow. The same thing they're doing to other people today. That man get 419 money. That man that this, that man that. Why you can show the people the Treasury Department bonds. They will say that fake bonds. That's how it works. Mr. Cummings or nobody. Time to declare assets.
Nobody said Mr. Cummings or anybody. But if
you said you should prove it.
Mr. Cummings go ahead. Why you want him to prove it, Fago? How you want him to prove it? How?
Listen, my point is fairness. When your people go after other people, they will come after you. And that's the fairness you're not preaching today.
Oh no.
So when the other people, excuse me, these people will come and trouble George Weah. Now when George Weah was even president, okay? That's their president, right? You know what happened between Robert Mueller and Donald Trump before Donald Trump ran for the presidency. Our candidate said, I'm running. Let's forget about what we said. But as people here, we want to discuss your candidate. Then you're saying, and now your business. I owe you nothing. We on this platform. Anybody say anything?
Fago, you are mistaken. Fago, you are mistaken. Nobody. Fago, this is your platform. This is all Liberian platform. But let me tell this to you. Nobody, Fago, nobody saying that Mr. Cummings must prove.
Yeah.
Must prove.
What you say?
That he reached what he proved.
It's not fair. I said it. You can't be saying you got money. And I will repeat.
You want Esau the money? You want Esau the money?
I want Esau.
But
you own billions. When people say, oh, we're looking for business people to bring rest for all, bring it for them, you will get your money back.
Now we're looking for business people.
So you said no, you can't do that.
Now we're looking for business people.
Wait.
No, don't tell me. Wait. Answer the question. Now we're looking for business people.
Kumi said,
now who looking for business people to bring rest?
Kumi's brought investor.
Now who looking for business people to bring rest?
Answer the other question.
Answer the question. Who looking for business people to bring rest?
Good question.
Who looking for business people to bring rest?
We ask question all day, you not get answer.
Oh, but then because you get answer, Fago, you just yapping. You get answer. Who looking for business people to bring rest? Who? Who looking for business people to bring rest?
One minute. Morale, hold on. Fago. You know the issue here, my brother.
You know Cummings investments in Liberia, you want him to disclose it so you can go after it. You know Cummings investments in Liberia.
Fago, the mistake here is that Fago, the mistake is that Cummings. The mistake about this rest issue shouldn't be on opposition. The mistake It's on the imposition. Those lawmakers that take the people $11 million, your finance minister, your commerce minister, that squander the money. That's the mistake. Okay?
You said Cummins got money. Cummins bring us into the country to sell. Start moving the goalpost. Cummins.
Get me happy.
Who said Cummins got money?
You said no investor. Cummins, you get money. Invest.
He not forced.
Cummins, you said nobody bringing investor. Cummins, you got money. Bring investor.
But he not forced.
Nobody forcing him.
Yeah, but then when you approve a point,
you have the flow to money finish, or you just
so forcing people to do the thing you can't do. Come on, man.
Lastly,
that Cummins you paying taxes too.
Lastly,
no, you can't force people to do what you not do.
No, we should all stand up. Everybody would not have stand up. That'd be fine. But anyway, lastly, my last appeal is about time. Joseph Newman Boyka.
Somebody start going to that meeting.
Alexander Cummings. It's about time that the three opposition leaders get together and decide the way forward for the opposition community. Or else tomorrow they will come and right now you got NEC all confused. They now postpone the people bought ticket to go register to vote. The poor ticket will stop with them. They are postponing the registration dates, everything. We know the outcome of it. The biometric is in limbo and all kinds of stuff. So it's about time opposition community unite. Just start attacking each other. Just stop it. You guys are undermining your own political future for this country. Just stop it. Thank you.
Somebody go to the second meeting and advise them, please.
Okay.
Go ahead, Mariah, before we bring Kev in.
First things first, today is Mr. Cummings' birthday. And I think it's disrespectful to try to make this conversation about Cummings tonight or today. Clearly, Eugene has nothing to say because the very speaking of the very Eugene has spoken about this government, poor governance, and how the economy is in shambles and how government officials are corrupt and bribing prospective investors and potential investors. I am speaking, and that the judiciary is weak, and that investors. When I am speaking, Eugene. And that investors cannot get their money out. Yet the same Eugene is sitting here and saying Cummings should bring investment into the same country that he claims is anti-investment. First things first, let's be very clear. Mr. Cummings does have investments in Liberian businesses in Liberia. And he will not disclose it, as we continue to say, for the government to go after them. In fact, when they had suspicion of one, they actually went after that business. And we know those things for a fact. The second thing that we need to understand here is Mr. Cummings is a private citizen who is asking Liberians to allow him lead this country into a better future. And we need to understand, as we've said on this show, that when we take the responsibility from government to provide the basic necessities of the people, government that is being paid taxpayers' money, government that is in control of the budget, government that has the responsibility to cater to the welfare of the Liberian people, and take that responsibility and put it on political leaders and standard bearers and politicians and persons who are contesting for offices. That is a disservice to the Liberian people. And this is the same conversation we had around lawmakers who are expected to build roads and schools and hospitals and all of that before they even get elected to ensure oversight that the government does the work. This is a strategy that is intended to absolve government of its responsibility by government agents. And I think it's something that the Liberian people need to reject. When persons running for public office do these things, it is because of the immense need. It is not out of an obligation or duty or any constitutional requirement. The fact that we took civics out of our curriculum in our school system does not mean that political pundits should sit on the radio and mislead the Liberian people. There are responsibilities and duties of government, the responsibilities and duties of citizens. We will not take the responsibility of government and put it on candidates contesting for public offices. This is how you encourage corruption. This is how you encourage bad governance. This is why most of these people, when they've done all of these things and then they sit there and believe that they don't owe the Liberian people anything anymore because they've given everything before they even got elected. We need to stop that. Mr. Cummings has done more for Liberians as a private individual. There's a long list of individuals, institutions, hospitals, schools, name it, that Mr. Cummings has given assistance to. Mr. Cummings has helped strengthen our educational system, whether it's from Nima County Community College to Grand Bassa Community College to most of our community colleges around, to high schools and the Muslim University and CWA and J.J. Roberts and University of Liberia and PYJ University. He has made immense contributions to these educational institutions. Come to healthcare, he's done the same thing. Agriculture, Mr. Cummings was the first political leader, if not the only, to have had an entrepreneurship summit in 2019, 2020 to invest in Liberian businesses, where a grant of $15,000 was given to 3 Liberian businesses.
Oh, God.
This is something that he did to help at the time that the economy. I am speaking about the things that he's been doing, so you listen. So that these businesses can keep afloat during the time of the pandemic. No, you won't interrupt now because you want me to talk about it. Just sit there and yap about what he's doing, what he's not doing. When you facts come up and you're on to interrupt. Don't interrupt. Sit back and allow me to let the Liberian people know the information that you don't want them to know. So when you want to talk about what Mr. Cummings has done or has not done for the Liberian people, or that if he's a millionaire, let him prove it in audio money, there is, Stanton, am I protected?
Well, if I'm going to let a woman finish back, please.
Thank you. That distraction will not work.
She was drinking
so when you want to talk
glass,
about whether Mr. Cummings has audio money or doesn't have audio money, you need to understand that Mr. Cummings worked for his money openly, transparently, and every penny that he earned was based on his hard work, and it was not stolen money from the Liberian people. It was not money from government. It was not money from black deals. It was money that he worked for. He's had investments in companies that he's getting his money from.
None of the companies were in
money
Liberia.
is clean and is transparent, is public information, and like we all say here on this show, you will not come here and tell somebody to prove whether they have this wealth or whether it's audio money. At the end of the day, whatever money Mr. Cummings has, he's been very generous with the Liberian people, but it is for him. And because he needs to do what he needs to do to help the Liberian people, he continues to do that. But don't make that a requirement for which the people should support Mr. Cummings. Again, today is his birthday. And instead of wishing him best wishes, and as we sang him his birthday song, you've decided you're going to use this day of all this to denigrate him, like people did to Madame Soleil on her birthday when she was expelled from political party. What you have to understand, Eugene, is that George Weah's wealth that was nowhere to be found, that nobody can see or understand, that you defended, is not as transparent as Mr. Cummings' wealth or what he's worked for. Now to the June 7th, let me just speak to that. To the December 7th.
Yeah, so let's move on.
If I'm going to continue to interrupt me, I'll keep talking you.
No, so Mama, we gotta go. Yeah.
December 17th is on course. I will not respond to people who are upset that they're not in the lead or leading or in charge of this protest, because now they don't have the opportunity to negotiate with government for payment for 100,000 to be sent to Accra, and they say they didn't take it when we know that they've taken less than that before. But at the end of the day, this is a rally that the CPP is calling. It is open to everybody who believes that the country is hard and Liberians are suffering, that they're suffering. We're working with different organizations, civil society, other political parties who are interested in joining this effort. And any Liberian who lives in Liberia or has lived in Liberia will understand what is happening in this country, how Liberians have become beggars in their own homes, how the price and cost of living has increased, how Liberians are suffering, and if there's a need to create the outlet for people to express their grievances to the government in a peaceful manner, the CPP will facilitate that, and will call on everybody to come up, supporters of the CPP, of Mr. Cummings, of the ANC, of the Liberty Party, of all of the other political parties are welcome to come out and show and talk to this government and call on the government to do what is right by the people, and it is the constitutional right. We expect that the government will protect the people who will come out for the rally. And of course, it's going to be peaceful. It's going to be happening at the SKD outside of the stadium. We're not going to any enclosed space or in the stadium as they continue to push. And this is going to happen. At the end of the day, 2023, Liberians will have the choice to make. We can decide to stay with what we have. We can decide to go back to the past, or we can decide to go towards a better future with Mr. Alex Cummings. Again, happy birthday to my political leader, my standard bearer, my boss. I wish you all of the best. You're a good man. You're kind. You're empathetic. You're generous. You're a man of wisdom. You're a man of integrity. You're what this country needs, and you're my kind of leader. Happy birthday, Mr. Cummings. Good night, guys.
So they ask you if you got a question for Costa. Why you didn't talk about the 100,000 you're talking about now?
Okay.
Because to ignore who is a big disgrace. This is not about him.
Go ahead, Kev.
Now,
Okay,
Costa, you calling food?
And Evie, let me go in so the time so we all can go home. And I'm tired, very very tired. But let me say this. CEO, I think you're 100% right that nobody should question Cummings about his money. I think that his money, that his right, he you know, he's a private citizen. But the reason why we bringing it up is because they brought it up in the past. Not now, before the president become president. They say he used all his money. He don't have no money.
Mm-hmm.
He don't have anything. He lied.
Mm-hmm.
They said the same online whatever Mariah is saying. When we talk about it, they say it's fake. They said all kind of things. Matter of fact, they said Ellie will pay him. He didn't get money. Ellie will give him money. They said it. They start on this thing. If we're going by that standard, you said, I think they should respect a judge. We are at that time not going into and what are you talking about now? They question Judge we are for everything, even house that he built long ago. They questioned that home.
Say the story he built to Peaceville Red Light.
Everything. They say he get money. This is a lie. Why will we want to question Mr. Cummings? And they say, they say no, we shouldn't question Mr. Cummings. So why you will question Joe Manawia? Is Joe Manawia is the punching bag of Liberia opposition? But let me tell you why we would question Mr. Cummings. Why? For long ago, everybody said Mr. Cummings owned the school. STEM school, they make noise. People, all kind of noise. And I dig deeper and realize that's not his school. Lie number one, he fake. He lied to the Liberian people. The school now is school.
That whose school?
That Coca-Cola school. Number two, they say Cummings brought medicine. Oh, in Buchanan for this. That's a lie. That Coca-Cola initiative, matter of fact, is in that region for Ebola. That's a lie. It's not Mr. Cummings. That's why we question
his money. A lot of promises, even within his political party, the promise that he made is still not upkeeping the promise. You want to hear about even the car that drive behind him, that we going to campaign, the white pickup, that's not his car.
Now who car?
The Musability car. That's why we question. That's why we question Mr.
Jeddah, we independent. I can't talk about Kev. Started talking, man.
But man, let me finish, man.
Hold on a minute.
I think this is very disrespectful on Mr. Cummings' birthday to do this. We didn't do this to boycott on his birthday. We didn't do this to be on his birthday. This is very disrespectful. This is very disrespectful. And you're condoning it.
Let me finish now.
You're condoning it. I hope the Liberian people can do this. Recognize the disrespect that you're doing Mr. Cummings on his birthday. He's celebrating with his family, with his supporters. This is highly disrespectful.
Yeah, but
You do this on his birthday. You talk about Cummings 24/7, 365 days.
Hold on 1 minute. Mariah, hold on 1 minute.
Because these lies
we're not do this to Kev Hassan because everyone spoke. We will be very patient for Kev to finish. That's Kev closing. We cannot restrain him and say do not.
But kept taking to. I mean, I'll interrupt there. I need to complete. I interrupted.
Okay, all right. I understand.
I mean, went to opposition meeting.
Hold on 1 minute. Kev, continue. Let's wrap this thing up back.
Yeah, let's wrap this thing. So the reason that we question Mr. Cummings' finances is because most of the things and that somebody
that's sitting down waiting for government to send them money every month.
Realize
is this a joke?
Mariah, let it be finished, please.
Some broke propagandist sitting down in Maryland waiting for government to feed him will sit here and question Cummings' wealth. You're joking?
Mariah, let Kev finish, please. Kev.
So that must be joking.
So you got 30 seconds.
Kev, don't start for
no, man, I cannot 30 seconds. Mariah spoke for
almost. Let me start from the beginning.
Let me finish. Let me
start from the beginning with the lies. Talking about whose ability to pick up.
Theo, the same thing you can do to me. Why can't you meet her? Because I'm going now to the points of even us on Spoon. Mr. Cummings scam us. Oh, let's say this. Mr. Cummings sat on this platform, Spoon Talk, and announced and promised me. And he announced first. He said he's going to spend $150,000 on the Liberian people for COVID. I asked him, I said, Mr. Cummings, will you come back on this platform and tell us?
He come here appear, but the president him elaborate. You come on our show. He said you're going to Belgium, come back, not on our show.
I mean, you suppose, man, they want meeting in our quarter now.
The president told us, I will meet with you guys, I will appear on your show. I come on Belgium. He keep my see, going Senegal. You will appear again. Yeah, that be honest.
So it's projection. It's what they call projection. You project your inadequacies on someone else. Mr. Cummings has been on Spoon more than 3-4 times. You want to say that but you can on Spoon to lie to who you. We know you gotta defend your G wagon or whatever you just bought.
But you're turning around and it's not right. Gentleman George, Georgie.
What is not right is having someone sit on this show tonight and question Mr.
Let me ask you, Sintumane.
Because they're gonna
Let me ask you a question, Sintumane. How do you want Kev Hassan to close, Sintumane?
But you give Kev, the man.
And you say you get Kev 10, 20 minutes to celebrate and live.
Yeah. Judgy,
it will not happen.
Judgy, not that we're afraid of you. Do this for me. I beg you.
It's not fair to me.
It's not fair. Wait, Judgy, let's look at the time. It's 7:05. Let's give Kev just one more minute because I'm getting tired with him. Kev, it's 7:05.
Your lawyer independent.
7:06. I beg you. No. I'm going to mute everybody. Kev got only 1 minute to finish up. By 7:06, you must finish, Kev. Go ahead,
keep
please.
some for tomorrow. I want you. Keep some.
Yeah.
If I'm going to interrupt the man, Kev, finish up, please.
But let me say this. When Mr. Cummings promised us and you were coming back on Spoon Talk, he promised me to come and show us. Mr. Cummings, since that day, he never appeared on Spoon Talk to come and show us how he spent that 150,000. He promised me. We respect men by his promises.
Yeah, you all the time, bro.
So let me go. So let me just summarize, CEO. What the school?
I thought you said he's out of time.
What the school?
No, let me get time a second, but right, I can't remember.
There's a joke. Yo, also be disruptive. Be disruptive now. Maybe I want to stop this foolishness from happening. You got a broke person sitting here that got to wait for government to send you money before you can eat. That he don't come and sit here and talk about coming. You know what? You even know what it means to work in corporate America. He now pay his exam that he can't even get his certification to have a decent job, and he got to come sit on the show and talk about job we have before he can eat. That a person here who question Cummings who's worked 40+ years in corporate America and has a record of his wealth.
Mariah,
this is what you're telling me, people.
Have a good night.
This is a joke.
Have a good night.
This is a complete joke, and it's disrespectful. And I'll not sit and allow this disrespect tonight to Mr. Cummings. Now, a birthday. Any other day, I can
dispute anything that
I
say.
I've disputed everything you said. It's bunch of lies.
Mr. Cummings own the school.
It's bunch of lies. Mr. Cummings white paper. You got receipt about Mr. Cummings paper.
Mr. Cummings on the school.
Where you taking your lies from?
No, I'm asking you.
Do you know who subsidized? Do you know who paid for that school? You know who running the school?
That Mr.
Do you know who's running the school? Is Coca-Cola running that school?
I'm asking you.
You on the school. You know, this is the difficulty of sitting on school. When you really have to deal with people who intelligence level are below that of peanut butter standards, and they can do basic comprehension and understanding of the issues. This is what you give to the Liberian people as some kind of talk show host or panelist, somebody who doesn't have any sense of reasoning, of logic, or analysis or comprehension.
I dare you to say that Mr. Cummings spend on the.
This is how we do.
I dare you to say that.
This is why you offer the Liberian people.
I dare you to say that Mr. Cummings spend on that.
Really? You got the foundation that done all of this work around Ebola. You got the records. They should bring it to a proper time. We're really just sit down here and allow people to just lie to the Liberian people. That's not going to happen. I've disputed everything you said here. Talking about Mr. Pete Ball coming staff in the school, not coming school. Do you know who's running that school?
I'm not ready for you.
Do you know who's running that school?
I'm today.
Fagon, your time is up. You cannot speak again. Don't even ask questions.
Ready for your
don't even ask any other question, please.
You're just saying and lie to the Liberian. That person here, you said nobody know. He's not going nowhere. Why are you so bothered about him? Why are you having nightmares about him? Leave him alone. Leave him because he's a threat to y'all, and because you're so scared of meeting him.
Nelson, good day. You're coming on the show.
Okay.
Let's go.
Let's continue the conversation.
Let's go. But Mariah.
This is why he's always the target.
End the show.
What is this?
Let's end the show.
What is
Let's end the
this?
show. She cannot
Nelson.
answer the question. Let's end the show.
Answer which
Nelson.
questions? I've answered every single question you've
And
asked it, and I've
I
qualified
don't
your
dare you
lies
to
because
say that
that's all you
Mr. Thomas
do.
won
You
the
thrive
school. I
on
don't
lies.
dare you.
You thrive on
But-
lies.
You
Kev, let
cannot
me ask
say.
you a question. Kev, let me
You
ask you a
sit on
question.
here. You
Kev,
gotta
let me
wait
ask you a
for
question.
Joe
Mariah, 1
Allen to
minute.
send you
Mariah, 1 minute.
something.
Kev Hassan. Seriously speaking, because this is you a lot of folks listen to you.
Bombshell, man.
Kev Hassan,
Bombshell.
Kev Hassan, be very serious. Do you have anything that Coca-Cola own at school?
No evidence.
Still. Let me say this.
Who paying the staff
Oh,
every
Mariah,
month?
let him answer, Mariah. Let him answer. Let's get to the bottom of this. We gotta go. My right temple is hurting. Kev Hassan, I know we're saying tomorrow. Do you have anything to show?
I'm saying this
Who
to
owned
you
the school?
on the show.
Yeah.
I'm saying this
Yeah.
to you. I say
Mhm.
two things here.
Stanton,
It-
you
it-
encourage this conversation tonight.
Actually, ask a fair question, Mariah.
Kev has, first of all, Kev has absolutely no
She would
idea
be
what
not
he's speaking
allowed.
about.
You cannot say it. You
He
cannot say
has
that.
absolutely no idea what he's
He
talking
is
about.
saying Mr.
When
Cummings
Mr.
is not the
Cummings,
owner.
first, when Mr. Cummings was retiring for Coca-Cola, part of that was for Coca-Cola to build that school for that Mr. Cummings family is running.
Touchdown.
The construction,
Touchdown.
the groundbreaking
Touchdown.
was done by Coca-Cola, and Mr.
Touchdown.
Cummings and his family has been running that school.
No,
for
we are not
years.
asking who running the school. We
In
said
fact-
who built the school, who owned the school, not who
So let
running
me
the
ask
school.
you, Stanton.
But
Let me
no,
ask you,
Mariah, you gotta
Stanton.
wait. Mariah,
Stanton, let me
wait.
ask you.
Mariah,
The
you know the
private
story.
institutions,
Mariah,
the institutions who building school and turning it over to government. They're not government school.
Mariah, you know the story. Let me ask Kev Hassan. He's making the
No, I'm
allegation.
asking you the
No,
question.
Mariah, no,
If
Mariah,
it's-
wait. Mariah, wait. I beg you, my sister. Kev Hassan.
Stanton, I'm
Do you
asking
have
the question.
anything to show that Mr. Cummings is not the owner of that school?
See you.
But Mariah, that's us.
She
Mariah said it's running the school. I'm talking about who
That's what
owns
she
the
said.
school.
Cummings family. She
See you.
said the school
See you.
was built by Coca-Cola as part of the agreement.
That really
and his
own
family
your
running
school in
the
Florida.
school. Play your tape.
All right.
We're talking about running.
Play your
We're
tape.
talking
But
about owner.
what's the issue here?
We're talking about
The
owner.
issue here
You
is-
have
You
individuals,
guys are parading
institutions
this
who
false
build schools and
narrative
turn it over to
that
government,
Cummings
who
built
build
schools.
hospitals
No,
and
but
turn it
we
over
were
to
paying
government.
Mr. Cummings money.
Brought school.
Without them, that school will not
Touchdown.
run.
See it? I always say it.
Touchdown.
For me,
Okay,
what's
I
the
love
issue?
Cummings. I love
They can
JMB.
lie and talk about that
But
Coca-Cola
tonight, I went
running the
after
school,
you.
that Coca-Cola school.
You, the
Do you know what it
Cummings
means to
people
run a
and the
school?
JMB people.
Do you know who's
Yeah,
paying the
but
teachers?
GMB,
Do you know who-
GMB. Oh, no explanation about his travel.
You buy your own JMB side, you
Stanton
can't free.
and can't lie to
Yeah,
the
Don't
like
say you want me
you
beating
want
my head
no
behind the
explanation.
face. You
I
don't
would
Go
go
ask the
Vice
teachers,
President
go ask
anything.
the principal,
Guys,
go
y'all have a
ask
wonderful
the
evening.
parents of that
It's
school.
good knowing you guys.
Every day you
Tomorrow
sit
we'll be
here
having
and
a
lie.
wonderful show. I do believe that we have a guest tomorrow, someone I want to tell it all. Nelson, we want to say thank you very much for holding it down, Nelson. And I believe that you, okay, good day.
Good day, Nelson.
Good day. You are.
School in the country.
You know, I don't want to go there. I hope we can have that conversation tomorrow. Because no, Eugene. I hope we can clarify that school. Eugene Fagon. I hope we can clarify that thing tomorrow. But I want to wish Mr. Cummings a beautiful, wonderful, God bless and happy birthday.
And may he live.
And may he live forever. And I hope that we can rest on this. Mariah, thank you. Thank you. Kev Hassan, thank you very much. Guys, take it home.
So
Bye-bye.
tonight you saluting Kev Hassan.
I saluting Kev Hassan. Guys, take it home.
Yeah, you saluted him. You saluted him. You see? That's the kind of CEO you are.
Get your information to the spoon to be part of.
Oh, yes, folks, we want to say thanks a lot to all of you out there. Thanks for being a part of this edition of the program Spoon Talk, another fiery one. Thanks for making your contributions in the comment section of the live stream on the different platforms. Spoon TV Live on Facebook, Fabric TV Live, Super TV Live, and also on Super TV Channel 10, Fabric Radio 101.1 FM, Super FM 95.5, and also by means of Spoon 107.5. Thanks a lot to all of you. Another fascinating edition of the program comes up tomorrow, same time. The invitation is yours to join us. Until that time, I'm Nelson Colette, and of course, James Goode Flomo has been here in the back end, making sure that we have things coordinated here. Have yourselves a good night, and bye-bye for now.